And now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the gentleman that built the Monster Mile for the most famous words in auto racing, Melvin Joseph.
Gentlemen, please start your engine.
43 drivers, 400 miles. The question, which of them will reach the checkered flag first? The green flag is next from Dover on NBC. NASCAR on NBC with live coverage of the MBNA America 400 from Dover, Delaware. Cars rolling out onto the track to begin their parade and pace laps before the start. Qualifying canceled when NASCAR on the track shortened the weekend schedule due to Hurricane Isabel. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, normally presenting the Bud Pole Award to the fastest qualifier at each Winston Cup race. Here are the season standings, and the drivers qualified for next February's Budweiser Shootout. Anheuser-Busch awarding more than $8 million as title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program since 1979. And the starting lineup for today's 400-miler. The top 35 in the field lined up according to owner points. Then you get back into some others, former winners and champions and things like that. But basically, owner points determining the lineup. So as you look down through the field, it'll have a very familiar look to it. The guys who've been up front most of the season are up front at the start.
And in row 2, a couple of guys that were very good in practice yesterday. Maybe Jimmy Johnson a little bit faster than Kevin Harvick.
While we look through the rest of the starting lineup, let's talk to a guy who's been pretty hot the last couple of weeks. Ricky Rudd's got 2 straight top 5 finishes, and he's a 4-time Dover winner.
How about it, Ricky? This is Wally in the booth. Do you hear me?
Wally, got you loud and clear.
Okay, we know you know how to get around this place. You've got 4 wins here. Can you bring that Air Force car, make it 5?
Wally, we sure going to try. You know, we've been pretty good. We've been really good last couple of weeks with the Motorcraft Air Force car, but we were a little tight yesterday in practice, and a little tight at Dover is a bunch tight. So Pat Trice and all the guys, they freed this race car up, or tried to overnight. So I think we'll have a good run if we didn't get it too free.
You going to be able to remember all these rule changes today, or you're going to have some help with that?
I think we're just going to sort of wing it today. You know, I'm sure, I think we got the gist of it. I'm sure there's going to be some give and take with this new rule change, but I think we understand it.
Okay, Ricky, thanks a lot and good luck today.
Hey, we appreciate it, y'all. Thanks.
Ricky Rudd, Wood Brothers Ford, going to start in row number 12 today in search of a 5th Dover win. We continue to look through the starting grid for today's race. Kenny Wallace, Stacker 2 car, back there with Steve Park in the AOL machine in row 16. Mike Skinner in his 15th Dover start. Todd Bodine back there in row 17.
Back in 37th position on the inside of row 19, Jason Leffler. And Tony Furr reminded him this morning, this race has been won from position 37. Don't worry about setting any records, starting back there and winning the race.
Jeff Green driving the Petty 43 this week. Derek Cope in the field, and Hermie Sadler got the last spot. The way the field was lined up after qualifying was canceled. Ricky Craven will drop to the rear. Engine change on the Tide Ride this morning. And that's the way it sets. As we come to the 1 lap to go signal, we're a mile away from the green flag. Marty, you're first. What do you got on pit road?
Alan, today's winner could very well come from row 4. Kurt Busch is driving the car that he won twice with this year at Bristol, and described the car to me as better than it's been in weeks. Beside him, Bobby Labonte. He didn't do so well in practice. In fact, had to borrow some setup notes from his teammate Tony Stewart. But Michael McSwain said the car can stay up front today. Matt?
Marty, it's been a difficult 12 days for crew chief Sean Parker, having to deal with the tragic death of his wife, Tara. Late Thursday night, Sean decided it was time to get back to work. It was something that Tara would have wanted him to do. He also told me that they have a very strong race car. He liked what he saw on the stopwatch during final practice. They just need a little bit of luck. And boy, what a win would do for Sean and his entire team. It would certainly lift their spirits. Dave?
Matt Joe Nemechek starts deep in the field outside row 12, but the weekend's practice sheets show that he's got a very good race car. He can just avoid the wrecks and get to the front. And he has this on his side, a Busch race win here in May. Bill?
Dave, this is a very fast 1 mile track, but the faster you go, the more difficult it is to stop. Coming to pit road, drivers will have to watch for the early timing line, pay attention to the new rules, and be very careful because this is an extremely narrow pit road, only about 21 feet from the outside of the stall to the wall. This race could be lost right down here today. Alan?
Saw that happen with a few drivers back in June. Tony Stewart among them had a pit road penalty that cost him a chance for the win. 43 drivers set to go before nearly 140,000 fans. Matt Kenseth, the championship leader, on pole. Remember, no more racing back to the caution flag. One of the things we'll keep an eye on as we go throughout the day.
Looks like Bobby Labonte had a little trouble on that start there.
Three wide off turn 2.
That's not good on lap 1.
Bobby Labonte looks like he has some damage to the right rear quarter.
I think he either missed a shift or something on that restart that he may have gotten run into.
And Matt Kenseth in our pre-race show talked about wanting to lead the first lap here, get those 5 bonus points. He did not do it. Harding to the front.
Kenseth second, being challenged by Ryan Newman for that spot. Second and third there, then Dale Earnhardt Jr. fourth, and Kurt Busch fifth on the break. Then it's Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon as second place changes hands. I want you to notice in the corners the difference in the color of the concrete surface between where most of those cars are running and the higher lanes.
And Matt Kenseth has had
trouble.
Turn 1, Mike Skinner. Behind him, Ken Schrader gets tagged by, it looks like, Derek Cope, and bounces off the wall.
Oh, man.
And Skinner had not hit anything until
then, yeah. Well, like you said, BP, this is a self-cleaning racetrack, but unfortunately, sometimes it winds up on top of you.
And no racing back to the caution. You see the reduced pace of the field.
So you see what they're trying to do. If these guys had had a serious accident, the safety equipment could be moving right now, going to that accident because the cars have slowed down.
Look at Skinner. I mean, you're right, BP. He didn't hit anything until right there. That car slid down the racetrack and hit him.
Get the saws off, get the snips out, please. Guys, stay back. I'm going over.
I talked to Mike this morning. I know they weren't real happy with their car. They made a whole bunch of changes this morning, try to get that car a little bit better, but he didn't run enough laps to find out.
So first caution came out just 3 laps into the race. When Mike Skinner spun around, Ken Schrader got tagged and spun down the hill into Skinner's machine. Let's go on board with Mike Skinner and see if we can detect what happened to start it.
Got down into turn 1. Got run down on the apron by Todd Bodine.
Stay in the gas. Stay in the gas.
Got away with it.
Right, gas it, gas it, gas it.
All right.
Oh, don't gas it.
Clear high. Move it up.
That's adding insult to injury right there.
I mean, the 49 car like dropped out of the sky right in front of him.
So Mike Skinner tried to find some racing room into turn 1 that wasn't there, and the caution flag is out early here in Dover. Back in Dover, we check our NASCAR Busch Series update. Brian Vickers, third win in the last 6 races yesterday here on the Monster Mile, and they take their close championship fight on to Kansas City 1 week from Saturday. Vickers now the leader in the Busch Series run for the title. Ted Musgrave won a race at the California Speedway yesterday for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series over Brendan Gaughan. Their championship picture, Gaughan leading by not much as the trucks wind down to their final few races of 2003. Mike Skinner, Ken Schrader repeated visits to pit road for repairs after the crash that brought out the first caution.
And there we see Kent Skinner trying to get on inside of the 54 car, spins up the hill, and when you watch this, it gets worse because he hasn't hit anything, and all of a sudden he gets ready to go, puts it in gears, and starts to drive away, and the 49 car just slid down in front of him.
Now on the initial start, Bobby Labonte had some problems. Top right of the screen. Story from pit road was that instead of going from 3rd to 4th gear, the transmission went from 3rd to 2nd. Michael Waltrip got a piece of Labonte, damage to the left front corner of the 15 car. So problems there early for Labonte and Waltrip, though they did not pit under this yellow. Third place, Dale Jr. on Matt Kenseth.
Hey, Matt's having a hard time right now getting into the corners. He gets down in there and he hits the bottom of the car, slides up to the middle of the racetrack. So he's got his hands full right there.
Whoa.
Bill, what's going on with the 17 car, Matt Kenseth?
Just way too loose, Wally. As soon as the caution came out, said, sorry, I can't do anything up here. This car is just too loose.
Okay, so what he's doing is he's driving down the corner, and instead of keeping the car down on the bottom where the car would spin out, he's turning it back up the racetrack to keep the car from spinning out. That's why he's drifting up the track.
So he lost 4 positions in the last mile. And Kenseth now back to 7th place after starting on pole.
But folks, if you're a Matt Kenseth fan, don't despair yet, because they can adjust this car on the first pit stop. And this racetrack, as the day progresses, a lot of times gets tighter and tighter. Something that's that bad right now at the end of the race may be good.
Talked about Bobby Labonte and that initial start issue there, Bill.
And you had it right, Alan. He did go from 3rd to 2nd. He told his crew maybe the shifting lever is just a little too loose because it's never done that on me before. The tack hit 9,900. So in addition to some of that body damage, you got to wonder how things are under the hood.
Yeah, that's one thing a rev limiter will not take care of is when you go from a 4th. When you're upshifting like from 3rd to 4th and go to 3rd to 2nd, it tags the engine hard.
Tony Stewart around Matt Kenseth into turn 3. Tony up to 7th spot, Kenseth back to 8th. Dave?
And expected to hear Tony's crew talking to him on his radio, but instead it was his teammate. The 18 of Bobby Labonte has two-way radio communication with him. He told him, I'm sorry, I made the wrong shift there. And Tony said, well, I was just wondering what happened.
New leader.
Ryan Newman, the 12 car who won here in June, has gone back to the front, gone by Kevin Harvick.
When you were out in multi-car teams, did you have the ability to talk directly from
Absolutely.
your car to your
I
teammates?
used to be able to talk to Mark Martin when we were teammates.
Yeah, and Roush.
In fact, it helped on a restart one time. We snookered somebody.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Tag team. You want to tell the story?
Yeah, we're at Watkins Glen, and Mark was 1st, and Jimmy Spencer was 2nd, and I was 3rd. And I got on the radio and told Mark, I said, hey, I'm going to try to make a move here on the start. So just delay the restart and throw your hand up when you're ready to go. So when he threw his hand up, I dropped the hammer, and I got by Jimmy, and we finished 1-2.
How about that?
See, Spencer, now you know the rest of the story.
Thank you, Paul.
And right now, Ryan Newman is about 0.2 of a second faster than Harvick.
As Earnhardt Jr. tries to close on Harvick for 2nd. Now here's Rusty Wallace on the move, looking on Terry Labonte for the 11th spot. And Jeff Burton in the 99 trying to follow him through. Not so fast. Ooh, Terry must have that same thing Kenseth has going on.
I think he does. Looks like he goes to the corner and is afraid to make the car stay on the bottom of the racetrack, afraid it will spin out.
Later on in the race, being up where Terry is now won't be such a bad thing as more cars run up there and more rubber gets put down. But for right now, you got to be a little careful when you get out there.
Yeah, you got to kind of hang out a little bit. But as the fuel burns off of these cars, they normally get tighter, so that loose may go away, unless it's a big adjustment.
3 spots there by Labonte, Jeff Burton, Bill Elliott, and Jamie McMurray.
And see, one thing, too, what Terry's thinking, too, is I don't need these guys on my tail. There's a gap in between Jamie McMurray and who was the next car back there, Michael Waltrip. So it's better to run by yourself and not have somebody right behind you on your bumper, because when you're loose, it makes it even worse.
Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Talked with Kurt this morning. He thought he had a pretty good race car for today's event. They've been kind of struggling here over the last few weeks in that 97 machine.
Well, he's going to struggle right now to stay in front of Jeff Gordon in that 24 car. Gordon gets on the inside, gets that preferred line, and goes by the 97. Marty, the 15's going backwards.
He is struggling, BP, and he has that damage on the left front from the accident earlier. Restarted after this pass, caution and 10th. He has fallen back to the 18th position, 19th position now, as Michael Waltrip, as Jeremy Mayfield tries to go by him. Slugger Labney told me that left front fender damage is like a parachute. These cars are so aerodynamically sensitive, it's just killing them on the racetrack.
Yeah, especially on a place like Dover, where you need to run the bottom of the racetrack, you need that aerodynamics to keep the left front pinned to the racetrack to help put that downforce in that left front tire. Without that, he's not getting that help from the aerodynamics, so obviously he's struggling right now.
When you can look at the front of the car and see the tread width of the tire, that's not a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
When you look down the side of the car, you should be able to see the fender.
So Ricky Rudd by Michael Waltrip, and Michael shuffled back to 21st position and probably more here as the field closes up on him. How'd you like to win a trip to New York City to work as a special correspondent at this December's Winston Cup Awards ceremony? Pay special attention to which driver's leading this race at lap 50 for your chance to win the NASCAR Big Apple Sweepstakes. You'll need that information to enter.
Tony Stewart started 11th, has worked his way up now to the 6th position as he goes by Kurt Busch.
The number 20 on everybody's lips in the garage this morning is a very strong contender to win. Brian Newman out in front for now, though, trying to make it a Dover sweep in 2003.
Welcome back to Dover, just 3 days after Hurricane Isabel blew through. The sun is out. Beautiful afternoon. 400 miles standing between these 43 drivers and the win here at the Monster Mile. And early through the field for you to set the stage for this race. Let's get started with Marty Snyder. Speaking of doing things early, Ryan Newman is setting a blistering pace early in the race. Already lapping cars, driving the car named Popeye because he had no power steering here. Won with it in June. Car's good, Dave.
Kevin Harvick improved his car yesterday by taking a better line into the corners. They're also telling him now taking it easy into the corners, save those tires. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the only aberration, piece of paper on the grill. They've all said, don't worry about it. The car is pretty good. Marty?
Dave, four-time Dover winner Jeff Gordon is pretty happy on the radio, so the car feels pretty good to him right now, and they expect no changes on the next stop, and they also expect to be good on the long runs. Dave?
Tony radioed the crew. Guys, it's ugly, but it's all right. Ugly tight right now for Stewart. Bill?
Jimmy Johnson, good on the get-go, but then the car starts getting a little tight. Shackenouse told him we hit a snack in there for you to eat halfway through the race. Behind him is Kurt Busch, having a good run so far, but his car is just a little tight on the exit. As for the two-car of Rusty Wallace, exactly what they were hoping for. Very consistent. Not a lot of changes to that car for Rusty all weekend long. Started 14th, moving forward. Marty? Bill Jeff Burton is in the 9th position. He came on the radio under the last caution, said it started on this run much better than I expected it to. They were worried about it being too loose. Car very good for Jeff. Matt?
Bill Elliott rounds out the top 10. The car is very good, he tells crew chief Mike Ford. Mike told me the car is not blazing fast, but it doesn't give up much in the stopwatch, and that's what exactly we're seeing.
So there's your top 10. You saw Bill Elliott sliding by Jeff Burton to pick up the 9th spot, pushing the 99 back to 10th. Ryan Newman out in front. He led 162 of the 400 laps on the way to victory here in June. Let's continue going through the field. How about 11th place, Jamie McMurray, Dave?
He radioed in. It's a little loose, but I think we'll be okay. I'll say they started 18th and made a lot of happy hour changes to get this car better. Bill?
Matt Kenseth started on the pole, hasn't seen the front of the field since the backstretch of the first lap. Car gets looser and looser every lap. He hopes they're not getting a flag. Matt?
Elliott Sadler runs in 13th. He really hasn't said much to crew chief Todd Parrott about his race car, but he did complain about the 42 of Jamie McMurray. He said if he cuts me off one more time, he's done it 3 times, I'm not going to put up with that all day. Bill?
Robbie Gordon has lost a couple of spots, Matt. That's because his car is very tight. He radioed to the crew. Guys, it goes straight to the wall when it goes in the corners. Not good. Bill?
Very quiet day for Sterling Marlin, looking to make a move on the 31. Car is good, so Sterling starting slowly to climb through the field. Matt?
And Jeremy Mayfield and his team, they continue to gain, and it shows. They have finished from 2nd to 11th over the last 4 races. Right now, though, he says the car at this juncture, very good, running in 16th.
Dave started the race for Joe Nemechek, a neutral race car. Now it's gone just a tick tight in the middle. Exactly what they expected on program for the 25 car. Matt, back to you.
Ricky Rudd, a former winner here at Dover. Right now, Len Wood says the car's a little bit free all the way through the racetrack, but this racetrack traditionally gets tighter, so that should be good. Bill?
The 5-car of Terry Labonte is real tight, according to the driver. They will make a track bar adjustment when they get a chance. Matt.
Now, you know, when a driver is happy with his race car, he's not complaining, and that's exactly what Dale Jarrett is not telling Sean Parker. He really hasn't said much in the radio, just patiently biding his time, running in the 20th position. Meanwhile, Tommy Baldwin told me, give him to lap 8, and he'll tell me how good a chance they will have today. Well, lap 8 came. Jimmy Spencer says the car is a little bit tight. It will not turn in the center of the corner. Meanwhile, the 54 car loose up off the corner, a little tight in the center. Marty.
Matt, Greg Biffle came on the radio on lap 16 and said, we're tight. Then he came on the radio on lap 17 and said, we're tight this early. We're in trouble, Bill.
Bobby Labonte, trouble on the first lap, and a lot of laps since. Started 8th, falling back to the field. Remember, missed the shift. Car hasn't handled that well since. Bobby's got his work cut out for him, but it's a long race.
And rounding out the top 25 is Jeff Green in the famous 43. He hasn't said a whole lot on the radio, but he did say the car is sliding around a lot from the rear. He needs more forward bite. They're going to try to fix that, talking about what change to make on their first stop.
The top 25 through the field for you. Ryan Newman out in front. Mark Martin just got lapped, and he's on pit road, Dave.
Very, very loose race car for Mark. The guys weren't real optimistic when I talked to him this morning. They said, we're going to have to make something happen here. And a 2-tire change for Mark. He may have thought he had a flat. I'll check on that.
All right, we'll get the follow-up from Dave, but a disappointing start to the day for Mark Martin. Also lapped in the early going, Casey Mears, Ken Schrader, Ward Burton, Tony Raines, Kyle Petty, Derek Cope, John Andretti, Mike Skinner, and Hermie Sadler, all already overtaken by leader Ryan Newman.
Now, Mark Martin has made an unscheduled stop. What he needs to happen is all these leaders, this thing run for about another 100 laps on the green. All the leaders make a pit stop and get him back in sequence. Dave, what happened? Did he have a flat?
BP flat right front for Mark Martin. Had to come in.
Oh, that hurts. Thanks, Dave. So Mark Martin now 2 laps down in 43rd position. And hoping it stays green for a little while. 44 laps complete of 400 today here in Dover. Ryan Newman is out in front. We break out and come back to Dover live because there's a new leader, Kevin Harvick. Ryan Newman is heading for pit road.
He thinks he's got a flat tire. Marty.
BP, it literally was not 4 laps ago. Ryan Newman came on the radio, said this thing is terrific. It's a little tight. And then he came on the radio 1 lap later and said something is wrong. The car feels extremely loose. They're going to affect a 4-tire change here on Ryan Newman's car. He said, I think I have a tire going down. I'm not 100% sure. Matt Borland left it up to Ryan as to whether or not to come down pit road. Ryan said, I'm coming in. 4 tires. If it stays green, this will not hurt him.
Excellent stop.
Great pit stop. Just over 13 seconds, according to our clock.
Pit road speed here at Dover is 35 miles an hour. It is a long time you spend on pit road. Ryan is accelerating off of pit road. Kevin Harvick is at the start-finish line. Ryan is almost 3 laps down by the green flag pit stop. That hurts. Now the race for second place is Dale Earnhardt Jr. is challenged by Jeff Gordon. As Gordon tries to close in. Looking back and just trying to double check there on where Newman is in relation to our leader. Let's see, there he is. That's 2. So it's almost 2 miles down. Let me check that. I thought that didn't sound right. He's 1 mile and 7/8 down, Newman is, to Kevin Harvick. Now, Kevin Harvick just led lap 50. And you will need to know that to win a trip to this year's Winston Cup Awards ceremony and serve as a special correspondent as part of the NASCAR Big Apple Sweepstakes. Log on to NBCSports.com for rules and your chance to register every week. Kevin Harvick, today's leader at lap 50. Harvick up by about 7/10 of a second on Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jeff Gordon there, third. Tony Stewart, fourth. Jimmy Johnson, fifth. And you've got Kurt Busch in sixth. Bill Elliott up to seventh. Rusty Wallace, eighth. Jeff Burton, ninth. And now Jamie McMurray is in 10th place.
And as you can see, Kevin Harvick in all kinds of traffic as he tries to lap cars. Marty, what about the 12? Did he have a flat?
It was the right rear tire, Benny. You see they marked on the tire. It says cut. There's the hole right there. When Ray Ocean, the tire guy, put the tire gauge on it, 19 pounds of pressure in the right rear tire for Ryan Newman. And he noticed it because the car was tight and immediately went to loose. Very strange when that happens, and drivers really pick up on that condition.
Yeah, certainly when the car changes that quick, you know you've got problems for no reason.
And just by way of reference, that 19 pounds of tire pressure is significantly under what it should be.
Yes. Well, I would guess these, in the right rear, these cars probably should have somewhere in the 30-pound, 35-pound range.
So it was, the air was in the process of escaping. So Ryan Newman back to 41st position. And again, about 1 7/8 of a mile down to Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick taking over the lead when Ryan Newman had his problems. He's out in front. Dale Earnhardt Jr. by 9/10 of a second. How about we check the Wendy's race menu as we follow the race for the championship on NBC and TNT. Talladega next Sunday. Ought to be fantastic. Some new rules there designed to try and help you be able to pass the leader a little bit more easily. See how it all works out. 1:30 Eastern next week on NBC. Then Kansas City, a Saturday night race in Charlotte, and the Martinsville Short Track. All upcoming on the Wendy's race menu. Kevin Harvick, the leader. Dale Earnhardt Jr. second. Jeff Gordon third. Tony Stewart fourth. And Jimmy Johnson is fifth. And Harvick coming up on a whole line of cars to put a lap down. He has just put Bobby Labonte, Michael Waltrip, Jason Leffler, Dave Blaney, Kevin LePage, and Kenny Wallace. No lap down. Long green flag run here after the quick caution at the opening third lap. And now a long green flag run has strung the field out some.
It really has strung the field out. And in 3 laps after that first caution flag, these drivers really hadn't driven enough laps to be able to tell what the chassis was going to do. They'd all love to see a caution flag right now, get in and make some adjustments.
That's 11th place change in hands. Jeremy Mayfield driving forward. 19 cars started 25th. He's up to 11. A pretty good little run for this 19 team. Last 4 weeks, their worst finish is 11th. 10th at Bristol, 6th at Darlington, 2nd at Richmond, 11th at New Hampshire, Matty.
And he's very pleased with his race car. We told you that through the field. Kenny Francis, his crew chief, told him, your lap times mirror the leaders. Just take care of what you have, but stay after it. We are on our way to the front.
That's good news. Driver always likes to hear that you're running as fast as the leader.
Scoring serial on Mayfield. Steady progress toward the top 10. The other thing we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of drivers begin to go up the hill in the corners. That second and third lane of this monster mile we talked about getting rubbered in, if you will, starting to happen.
May not be by choice.
Yeah, well,
I mean, but it is getting up there. We're getting those big grooves up there that's past the middle of the corners right now.
There's Matt Kenseth, the championship points leader, has started on the pole position, has fallen back to 14th as he struggles with that loose race car.
How about our Stacker 2 Winston Cup race fact while we look at Matt Kenseth? NASCAR Winston Cup championship leader coming into the race has won 10 of 67 Dover races, but the last time it was done, Jeff Gordon, this race, 1995.
Now, I wonder if that car is a lot better than it was, BP, because it looks like he's being able to stay down a lot lower on the racetrack than he was earlier. Bill, is that car coming to him a little bit?
I'm not sure if it's getting any better. I just don't think it's getting any worse is what the situation is. While he's still trying to hang on to it, a loose race car, they're going to adjust it when he comes in. But these guys started on the pole, only 1 win this season, running away with the championship standings. This was a race when a lot of people expected them to run up front, stay up front, and be up front at the end. Long way to go, but not the start they were looking for.
Yeah, and of course, the thing that's made their championship run so remarkable so far, Bill, is that they've made good, decent finishes out of their bad days. So we'll see if they're able to do that today. They're obviously not running the way they wanted to.
Well, the day has started badly for 17, but that doesn't mean it's going to end that way. As you said so many times this year, He started badly, but ended very well.
And you just saw some positions change hands there. Rusty Wallace by Kurt Busch, and now Jamie McMurray has gone by the both of them. So McMurray in the 42 up to 7th, Rusty 8th, and you're on board with Kurt Busch now back in 9th. I talked to Kurt Busch this morning after he left New Hampshire last Sunday. He went to Fenway Park in Boston to throw out the first pitch for the Boston Red Sox game earlier in the week.
They might want to sign him.
Oh, very nice, thank you. No, that was the night that Pedro pitched, Bill. That was a W in the column for the Bo Sox, but I digress.
I'm sorry, Alan, you were breaking up. I couldn't hear that.
Thank you. Mr. Weber, a Yankees fan, folks. Kurt proved for us that NASCAR has come to Boston. The Boston sports fans are well aware of what's happening in NASCAR because when Kurt was introduced at Fenway Park to throw out the first pitch, he was booed loudly. He said he had a great time, though, his first trip to Fenway. He also went to Vet Stadium in Philadelphia to see the Phillies later in the week.
So those fans, they might have booed him, but at least they made him a baseball fan. That's a good thing.
Elliott Sadler coming up on the back of Kurt Busch to try and pass him for the 9th spot. While up front, Kevin Harvick is in command here at Dover. 2.5 lead on Dale Earnhardt Jr. 71 laps complete. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. It's a massive undertaking to put on one of these NASCAR Winston Cup races and host nearly 140,000 people. And with Hurricane Isabel coming through this area or threatening to directly hit this area earlier this week, the racetrack had to do a massive amount of work to get this place ready. You see all these hospitality tents, they're all surrounding the speedway in all different corners. They had to take all those down, all the flagpoles, all the banners, everything that was put up in preparation for the race that they have to do weeks in advance. They had to take all down for the storm to come through here Wednesday, Thursday. They spent all day and all night Friday reassembling this place to get it ready to host fans. And we got a car on the wall in turn 1. It's Joe Nemechek.
And heavy contact.
Fluid tire right front.
Wow.
Hit hard. Boy, I guess.
Boy, did it ever hit hard. He's knocked the fuel pump off. That's where the fire is coming from.
And the safety workers already rolling. The field slowing down as the caution flag came out. The fire truck heading to Joe right now.
See, that's why we have this room.
Get out of that car, buddy. Get out of it.
Good sight.
Man's he hot. No, I mean, he's angry. He's angry, yeah.
It's good that he's feeling good enough to be mad when he got out of the car after a hit
and
like
look at that car burn. It's going to burn to the ground.
I think he's mad because it was on fire.
Dave?
And guys, the irony, they were just getting ready to pit on the next lap.
Oh.
That is at the inside of turn number 2 where his car has come to rest. The field just coming by.
Yeah, there you see definitely a blown tire. Those are the tracks.
Yes. And that's seem like they always blow just when you enter the corner.
Just and turn 1, it seems to happen a lot.
Looking ahead from Kevin Harvick's car. Wow. Wow.
Car in the wall up there. Car in the wall up there. Outside wall up there. It's out.
That's Danny Culler, the spotter on the 29 car, warning his driver.
Nothing that you can do when you lose a tire going into a corner like that, especially here.
And look at the damage to the right side of that car.
You're going so fast here down into turn 1. It's hard to appreciate how these cars, how much speed is taken down into turn 1 here.
That is unbelievable. Now, part of the new procedure for not racing back to the caution, pit road is closed for an extra lap before they let the teams come in. They used to let them come in the first time the pace car had the field under control coming by the pit entry, but they're keeping the pit road closed an extra lap so NASCAR can look through the running order, make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be. Nobody tried to advance their position, and then they'll open the pit lane and let them come in.
I talked about the fuel pump, and we go inside our Home Depot garage, virtual garage. We'll show you exactly what we're talking about and where all the fire came from on the 25 car. When these cars go in the corner, hit the wall, the frame comes over and knocks the fuel lines off the fuel pump. The rear wheels are still turning. The fuel pump is still turning, so it's pumping fuel out of the gas tank on the hot exhaust at about 1,000 degrees, and it just keeps on burning. Now we set the rubber on fire, and that's where it kept on burning.
They're still over there working on it. And here comes the field to the opening of pit road now.
And once again, you've got to follow the car in front of you all the way down pit road. Matt?
Bill Elliott hits pit road in the 6th position. The car was good on entry, a little tight on exit. Mike Ford, the crew chief, will fix it with air pressure in the right rear. Marty?
Jeff Gordon running 3rd, Matt, a little bit tight in traffic, but I'm happy with it, and I'm afraid to loosen it up anymore. Keep it just like it is. 4 tires, no changes, Dave.
Kevin Harvick's Jackman Mike Sears back after a week suspension, doing just fine on the car. Air pressure only for Kevin, a little loose at the beginning of the run. Bill?
Anderson, Quick, McRae and company, the guys that got hit last week working on Jimmy Johnson's car. It's tight, wedge adjustment, air pressure adjustment. They warned him about a very tight pit road. He's on his way. Watch out for the 20.
Yeah, watch out for 20. Almost had a collision, but luckily we didn't.
Kevin Harvick out first, Jeff Gordon out second, then Bill Elliott, Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart. So Dale Jr. losing a couple of spots on that exchange of pit stops. Here's the camera at the scoring line at pit exit.
See, Harvick wins the race easily. Jeff Gordon picks up a spot, and Bill Elliott, Earnhardt Jr. loses a couple of spots.
So Kevin Harvick is out in front. Glad to be able to talk racing here in Dover instead of hurricane. NASCAR on NBC live in Dover, Delaware, with race number 28 of the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup season, the MBNA America 400. Part of the new no racing back to the caution flag procedures, the first car in scoring not on the lead lap gets a lap back. So Todd Bodine has just been waved past the pace car. He is now the last car on the lead lap, and he's in 21st position. So there's kind of a race within a race. Even if you're not on the lead lap, you want to be the first car a lap down.
How cool is that, Wally?
That's a Lucky Dog Award.
Lucky Dog Award.
Lucky Dog.
Kevin Harvick's a lucky dog because he's got a real fast pit crew that helped him keep the lead.
A very fast race car as well.
Todd Barrier, crew chief, Kernersville, North Carolina.
Jim Jeffries, Windshield, Yakima, Washington.
Kevin Gabriel, front tire carrier, Lexington, North Carolina.
Jason Pulver, front tire changer, Tucson, Arizona.
Mike Sears, Jackman, Reedy Creek, North Carolina.
Henry Barber, rear tire carrier, Hoosick Falls, New York.
Clint Pittman, rear tire changer, Lexington, North Carolina.
Brian Engelhart, gas man, Greenfield Center, New York.
Kirk Almquist, Ketchikan man, Blythe, California.
The guys that got Kevin Harvick out first, he maintains the lead here at Dover under caution at lap 85. We'll come back for the restart. The Monster Mile, Dover International Speedway in Delaware's capital city, filled with nearly 140,000 fans today watching the race run under caution for an extended period of time. This retaining wall at this racetrack is a boilerplate steel over the dirt embankment and the concrete behind it, and it was damaged. That's how hard Joe Nemechek hit.
You know, you've heard drivers, when they talk to each other, use the expression, I knocked the wall down. Well, he literally about knocked the wall down.
Fortunately, Joe is okay, though. Matt's with him.
And Dover has not been a very kind place to know Joe Nemechek, a hard hit. Are you okay, Joe?
I'm okay. Just very disappointing for the whole UAW Delphi Chevy team. These guys have been working hard, and I actually had a really good car here, just a little bit snug. The tire just exploded about 3/4 of the way down the front stretch, and when it blew, I couldn't turn. I knew it was going to hit, so I tightened my Hans up. Everything worked perfect. This is the best I've ever felt after hitting anything. I mean, it's pretty hard hit.
Good thing he is okay.
Yeah, I'll say, Matty. Glad to see Joe walking around and able to put a smile on it. A very, very hard hit down there in turn one. Now, they've got the welding trucks out there, and they're working on repairing that seam in the boilerplate wall that was ripped at Nemechek's impact, so it'll be just a couple more minutes before we're able to go back racing. Been so much talk already in our broadcast about the changes, not racing back to the caution flag. We'd like to know what you think of it. Was NASCAR making that race procedure change the right move? Drivers should have tried to police themselves better, the old gentleman's agreement, or is it unfair to drivers a lap down? Cast your ballot, and we'll check the answers a little bit later on. Kevin Harvick leads. We're under caution at Dover, just shy of the 1/4 mark of today's race. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team won the McDonald's Drive-Thru Pit Crew Championship, fueled by Powerade at New Hampshire. Their car spending the least amount of time on pit road among participating teams. 20 grand to them for their second straight and 5th overall such win. Their second to their DEI teammates Michael Waltrip's team in the season-long standings for the $200,000 top prize.
Catching them.
Yep.
And $200,000, that's not chump change. That's a lot of money.
Crews know about it.
Yeah.
Still working on the retaining wall down inside of turn number 1. The hard impact by Joe Nemechek. Just moments ago when the right front tire came apart on his car. There's Joe up there in the spot shadow.
See the right front tire explode, as Joe talked about. And there's nothing, the car has no control. It just goes straight. And unfortunately, the corner goes around, so the car runs into the outside retaining wall.
You see Ricky Craven is that orange car up ahead there. He caught a big piece of debris from that caution. He's been on pit road now 6 times under this yellow to get that all fixed. While we're under the yellow, let's get some stories from pit road. Bill?
Okay, here's Matt Kenseth's crew chief, Robbie Reiser. You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, it started out extremely loose here, and we're kind of fighting this thing right now. So made a pretty major adjustment here, and we'll just have to see how it works out.
You're not going to tell us what it is?
Wow, we just pulled the right rear rubber, and we, changed the tire deal that we got going on, and made a wedge adjustment. We'll just have to see what it all does here.
Okay, thanks, Robbie. The tire deal, by the way, is that these tires seem to have some inconsistency in them. One set gives your car one handling characteristic, and the next set could make it go totally the opposite way, so you have to be careful about what changes you make. Dave?
Well, Bill, Allen talked about the McDonald's Pit Crew Championship last week being won by the 8 team. Well, they're kicking themselves now because they only had a 14-second pit stop this time. Lost a spot on pit road. Tony Uri, 14 seconds. I mean, that's fast, but it's not getting it anymore, is it?
Yeah, it was fast a year ago, but the pit crews have stepped up these days, and you got to be down in that 13-second flat bracket. We had a 1290 at Darlington and held her own a couple times. 1320s was doing fine. I don't know what happened. Something happened on the rear. They got the hose tangled around their feet or something. They had a 14-second stop. They got beat by 2 cars. So we had to go home and figure out what happened. We do this every Tuesday, go home and try to figure out what happened. We've been getting beat out of pit a lot. It's not because we're not trying to fix it, but I don't know what we got to do. We got to change people or something, but we got to fix it somehow.
All right, working hard down here to try to keep that rain on top of the pit crews. Matt?
Owner Ray Evernham was so pleased with the stop by the Dodge boys, moving Bill Elliott from 6th to 3rd, that he jumped off the top of the box and congratulated every crew member. Both your teams, though, Ray, have stepped it up, and they are producing well today.
They really are. I'm really proud of the guys in the Dodge dealers, UAW Dodges. Both teams are working great together. Weren't so good yesterday morning. They got together and got the cars real good. Drivers are working good. The communication's real good, and I'm proud of them.
And I heard Mike talking to Bill about fuel. He's very pleased.
Yeah, we've done some things. Mark McCardle and all the guys at the engine shop have been working really hard on our engines, and they've gotten not only performance but fuel mileage, so we're pretty proud of that.
Both Dodge cars running in the 3rd and 9th position. Marty?
Matt, Jeff Gordon riding in 2nd right now. Robbie Loomis, you made no changes on that stop. Any concern at all? You kind of said, hey, let's see what it does here.
Yeah, we really did. We're trying that strategy. The car was really good, and we just want to see what the DuPont Chevrolet will do over the next long run. I'd like to say hello to my friend Fred Lackey. He's battling cancer back in Greensboro in the hospital right now with his family. So thoughts and prayers with them. And, we got to see. This has been a long caution period here. We just got to get DuPont Chevrolet, see where it's at the end of the race, and get it done at the end of the day.
You and I talked about this morning trying to make the car loose at the beginning of a run so it'll come into you the longer you run, but you made no changes. Are you worried about that at all?
Well, typically at Dover, the track will seem to tighten up on you. However, you got to be careful. You got to sneak up on it a little bit. The car started out just a little bit free at the start of the race. First 10 or 15 laps came to us real good. Got a little bit tight in the traffic as we went along, so we'll just have to see what happens here in this next run.
But your car doesn't get tight when you're out front leading, Dave.
I know right now Todd Barrier's car, driven by Kevin Harvick, is leading. I want to ask you about your driver changing his line yesterday and making the car better. What was that all about?
I don't know. You know, he just had run the bush race, and I think the difference in the bush car and the cup car is a little bit, you know, I think he just out there in practice kind of found out that the harder you go, the slower you go. So he kind of slowed down and started going fast and kind of figured that out. So there's still a long time left to go slow the rest of the day. So we'll just have to see how it works out.
That'll save your tires, too. How'd they look after the first run?
Oh, yeah, everything looks really good. The tires look good. So not worried about that at all, you know. So it's a long race and a lot of stuff to conserve. So Kevin will be easy on the car, and we'll see if we have something for the end.
Keeping Harvick happy down here. Alan?
Kevin took the lead at lap 45 and maintained it on the set of pit stops thanks to the good work of his crew, and he's out in front as we work the caution here at lap 96.
You know, some of these guys obviously don't have the tire issues, but like Bill was saying, if you think you have a tire issue, what happens on that is your car will be doing something at that run. Then you come in and you make a change, you change tires, and if it's the tires, you dialed yourself out again, so you've basically lost 2 runs and dialed yourself out because of a set of tires. I think maybe that's what they're thinking on 17.
The cars yesterday, we saw some of the cars scuffing tires, and I wondered what has changed at this racetrack. They would need to scuff tires. Talking to them this morning, they talked about the inconsistency that between the chassis setup. One set of tires, the car would be tight, next set would be loose. So they were putting tires on, running them on the racetrack just to verify how they were going to react. And some guys just scrubbed the tires, got rid of a few set of tires because they did not feel right to the drivers.
Benny Parsons talking about an issue, something he does frequently on NBCSports.com. Check out BP's thoughts and opinions on different things happening in the sport. Plus, he previews races, reviews races. I'll write a thing or two every now and then. It's NBCSports.com. Still working to finish repairing that wall up inside turn 1. So let's take a break. Kevin Harvick leads. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. 2003 Gravity Games next after NASCAR on NBC.
How many times do you think those guys break their arms trying to do those flips on those bikes? Learning how to do a 360 on a bicycle.
Well, I like what Jeremy said, though. What makes you decide to do that for the first time?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm going to try and flip this bicycle over. Talked about NASCAR's change in race procedures and asked for your opinions on whether that was the right call. 45% of you thought it was the right move. And probably a good percentage of people, you can combine A and B almost, that the drivers should have policed themselves better. They did have to step in because the drivers were...
It was not working.
Yeah, it was not working.
Gentlemen.
Now, Ryan Newman is right now back in 26th position. He led the first, most of the first 44 laps of this race until cutting down a right rear tire. Marty, his problem right now is he's not the first car a lap down.
Yes, he is currently in 26, Alan, but you always have to have a plan, and Matt Borland does not disappoint in this case. He has a plan. So the plan is pass 4 of those cars, get a caution, get back on the lead lap, and then win the race, right?
Yeah, that's basically the plan. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it. We've got pretty old tires, but Ryan's pretty good at this place, and hopefully we can get around those 4 guys and get the caution here pretty soon before the tires wear out on us.
In all seriousness, how is the car since the cut tire?
It's been awesome. I mean, we were gaining a lot of time on the leader. We just can't get the track position right now, so hopefully this works out, and now we'll try it again on the next stop.
Ryan said if you can get me up there, I can give them a run for their money. Bill?
Marty, on the Discover card countdown to green, Jimmy Johnson talked about raising money for the Red Cross Racing for Relief. Now he gets $48 for every lap he runs. So for lap 100, he's got $4,800. So it's $48 for every lap. If he wins the race, it's a $100,000 total donation. Now, earlier this week, Lowe's presented a check to the Red Cross for $50,000. And by the way, the fans can go to Lowe's and make donations at every Lowe's location. So $4,800 so far. Jimmy Johnson off to a good start.
Here's Weber doing his Russert imitation again.
You caught me.
Yeah.
Well, you see, it's the 48 car.
Yeah, okay, that's
fine. And he started up here.
That's fine. Yeah, okay. That's math. You lost me.
I bet.
Yeah. Thanks. Jimmy Johnson running in 6th place. Won last weekend at New Hampshire. They've got the welding done on the outside wall, and the repair crews are going back to their positions. We've seen a few guys pop onto pit road to top off the fuel. Matt Kenseth, Sterling Marlin, Dale Jarrett, Terry Labonte, Ward Burton, Mark Martin, Mike Skinner, Casey Mears, they've all been in. Todd Bodine's been in. Michael Waltrip, Kyle Petty, Ricky Rudd, Ricky Craven.
One thing I didn't understand, Matt Borland talked about they had pretty old tires.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand what he meant by that.
They pitted at lap 83.
That's what I
thought. This caution. All right, we'll find out. Marty, what do you got?
Well, from the it's never over until it's over file, let's go back to the spring race here in 1998 when Jeff Gordon dominated. You might remember that, Alan. Led 375 of the 400 laps, but with 8 laps to go, this man, Dale Jarrett, took the lead and won, scoring his second of 3 wins that season. 8 laps is the least amount of laps led by a Dover winner, but that trend's kind of turned around here in the last 8 races. The man who has led the most laps has won here at Dover. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. And BP, you drivers don't really care what lap it is you lead as long as the last one, right?
Exactly. We've seen drivers lead 1 lap before the last one. Guess what? It pays the same. And it goes on the record books. You get the trophy.
1 to go is the signal. So we're going to go back racing. Long caution flag here. About a half an hour, hasn't it been? 30-minute caution flag. Todd Bodine. Here's another nuance of the rule. Let me explain this one to you. When you're the guy that gets the free pass and you get your lap back, doesn't matter all these other guys that dropped off and pitted and topped off their fuel, even though Todd stayed out, he's got to go to the end of that lead lap line of cars to restart.
Really?
Well, that was asked and double checked this morning at the drivers meeting 2 hours before the race. So he's got to go to the end of the line of lead lap cars for this restart.
Well, evidently Ricky Craven does not understand that line because, oh, I see 32 car pitted before pit road was open. That's why he has to go on back even further than the 54 car to the end of the longest line.
They got your double penalty there.
Yeah.
This is a fast racetrack.
It is. You can see the advantage of being on the bottom right now. You've got Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, those guys are kind of stuck up on the outside. The car's a lap down. Still, if you can be at the bottom of the racetrack, it's faster. And these guys are losing a lot of ground on leaders right now. They need to clear that lap traffic.
Kevin Harvick leads, Jeff Gordon second, Bill Elliott third. Then the lap car of Steve Park before you get to 4th place Dale Earnhardt Jr. and 5th place Tony Stewart. 7 car Jimmy Spencer, 2nd car 1 lap down, 23rd place. And again, what happens now with these new rules, it's important for Steve Park to stay in front of Jimmy Spencer. It's important for Jimmy Spencer to get around Steve Park in case the caution comes out. Now Spencer's that first car not on the lead lap, and if the yellow comes out, he gets the free pass around the pace car. Yeah, I know it's going to take a little while to get used to, but same for the drivers. Johnny Benson in the 10 trying to get up there and be that first car a lap down.
That's right. He wants to be the ball, get up front.
He's 23rd now, 2nd car 1 lap down, and here comes Ryan Newman into that picture.
And that's the guy that's really got to hurry. He's probably...
Oh, look out. Jamie McMurray just dives on the inside of Ryan Newman.
Now McMurray's a lead lap car. He's in 7th place, racing Elliott Sadler in the yellow car there for that spot.
And what John Erickson, the spotter on that 12 car, did a good job then to tell him the 42 car was there, because I just knew he was going in the corner in the groove and there's going to be a crash.
And the 31 of Robbie Gordon also not on the lead lap, 26th place.
Newman still has a very fast race car. He's making those passes on the outside like that.
Jamie McMurray, 3 top 10s in the last 4 races in that 42 car. 3rd at Bristol, 4th at Darlington, 10th at New Hampshire. Talked with him recently about why that team has seemed to come on in this late summer stretch of the season, and he said no particular reason. We've gotten better at everything we do. Drivers better, crews better, cars are better. Matt?
I remember earlier in the race, the 38 car was not happy with Jamie McMurray. The 38 of Sadler, very good. though, patience is a virtue here, Dover. It is tough to pass.
What he was talking about, he would get position on the 42 car down the corner, and down the racetrack would come 42, making the 38 lift off the accelerator. And it gets you angry when that happens.
Yeah,
2 or 3 times.
you're only going to get off that accelerator a couple times if you feel like the guy's doing it on purpose. After 2 or 3 times, Elliott may just keep the nose there.
And then that happens. 42's going for a ride.
Yeah.
Drivers call that getting chopped.
But he's got to get to the 42 first.
Yeah, right now he's got bigger issues. That the 2 car lengths to make up. Nice run for Elliott Sadler in that 38 car today.
Car yesterday, the 38 car in practice looked very, very good. Talked to Todd Parrott down in the garage area this morning, and they were very optimistic about their chances with Elliott Sadler today.
Started 20th, and he is up to the 8th place now, trying to keep up with the 42 for 7th. Matty?
A lot of changes have taken place in the Yates organization, especially on this 38 team. When Todd Parrott came on board, they've scored 2 top 10s. He told me they've kind of gone back to the basics, running more of a standard package with the 38s. We got a battle on the racetrack.
Tony Stewart just took the spot from Dale Earnhardt Jr. So he moves into 4th place.
Matty talked about the changes to the team that's happened with Elliott Sadler. Of course, they started this season with Sean Parker as their car chief. Then Sean moved over to be Dale Jarrett's crew chief, and then Todd Parrott came in to work with Raymond Fox on the 38 team. And Elliott told us earlier, after all the changes during the season, things have recovered now, and the team's got things rolling.
We're in really good shape right now. I think we have had a lot of changes on our race team this year, stuff that we didn't see coming. That's happened. It's kind of put us behind the 8 ball a little bit, but I think with the addition of Todd coming over, that here in the future, I mean, we're just definitely getting better and better. It seems like each and every week our conversation and communication between him and I are getting better and better every week. So I definitely think we're going to be one of the strongest teams here the last 8 or 9 races of the season.
Better and better. And the numbers back it up.
Yes. Another guy's getting better and better is that 20 car. Stewart just passed Bill Elliott in the 3rd spot.
There's Kevin Harvick, the leader. Jeff Gordon is 2nd. And what about Matt Kenseth? He's back in 20th place. He's the 2nd to last car on the lead lap, Bill.
Yeah, they made the changes, took the spring rubber out of the right rear and fired 4 tires at it like Robbie Reiser talked about, still loose. So they did come in and top off for fuel under that caution, but right now still not the car they were hoping for.
Wow, still loose after all those changes.
Restarted 16th. He just lost 19th spot to Todd Bodine. He's 20th.
Doesn't sound like a tire deal then.
No. But he stopped to top off. So that means if this thing goes green the rest of the way, and again, I realize that's a stretch, but he can make it on 2 more stops.
But the way he's going, he's not going to be on the lead lap when they get there.
Well, that's right. He can make one of them when all those guys stop for that 3rd time to get a splash of fuel, though.
So Kenseth, the championship leader, not having a great day here at Dover right now. He's mired pretty deep in traffic. 20th out of 21 cars on the lead lap and trying to take 19th here. And having to fight hard for 19th. Jeremy Mayfield trying to catch Elliott Sadler for that 8th position.
And doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
Closes in just a couple of car lengths.
Mayfield started 25th BP. He's up to 9th and working on 8th.
Yes. We talked about earlier in the show, Mayfield is 19 car. They've been getting better and better. Kind of like the 38 car, Elliott Sadler and his crew.
Best finish of this season for Jeremy Mayfield, the runner-up spot at Richmond 2 weeks ago. Best finish at Dover for Mayfield, 3rd this race, 1998.
The last couple laps, anyway, Jeremy's been getting into the corner a little bit better, about a car length and a half, a little bit better than Elliott Sadler in the 38. So that's where he's making up his ground right now. may lose a little here, possibly, if gets hung up at the 10 of Johnny Benson.
Kevin Harvick running up on the back of some lap traffic now. Already the leaders catching the tail end of the field. How about Kevin Harvick, Dave?
He's just glad to be back up to speed now, Alan. During that long caution, they told him, Kevin, we just passed lap 100, 300 to go. He said, boy, at this rate, that's going to take a long time. Car's still very good. Marty?
Yes, Dave, Jeff Gordon in career start number 353, going for win number 62. Car just a little bit tight in traffic for Jeff Gordon. Otherwise, very happy, Dave.
Tony's crew changed his car just a little bit on that last pit stop. The car was tight. They made an air pressure and a chassis adjustment. They went to the wedge, and it's better. The 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr., that car is loose right now. Remember, at this place, it does tighten up a lot over the course of the run, but his report was loose all the way through. Matt?
Bill Elliott happy with the way his race car is handling. The concern earlier was about the water temperature. It had climbed to 260 degrees, but he used the air off the 20 of Tony Stewart and the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. when they passed him to knock that debris off the grill. The water is coming back down, Bill.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car under a caution. They try to loosen him up a little bit with a wedge and air pressure adjustment. So far, car seems to be fairly steady on this run.
All right, updates on your top 6. Kevin Harvick now having led 96 laps of the 129 that have been completed, working lap 130 now. And Ryan Newman, the only other driver that's led today, he led 33 laps.
And
now,
he's
Ryan,
about to catch the 7.
Right.
He has been working them. He is definitely reeling them in.
And that is to catch Jimmy Spencer to be the first car 1 lap down, so that if the caution comes out, he gets the pass around the pace car and gets his lap back. Marty?
You guys ask, and us 4 reporters, we start digging. You want to know why Ryan Newman's crew chief, Matt Burlington, talked about the old tires? Well, on lap 82, when everybody else took on tires, they took fuel only, trying to gain a little bit of track position. They took 4 tires back on lap 46. The tires Ryan is on right now, he took on lap 46. They've been on there a while, but Ryan said the car feels really good, and he's about 0.2 of a second a lap faster than the 7 car he's trying to catch.
Wow. I'm shocked they did not change tires.
It's not something you see very often here early in a race.
No, it certainly isn't.
So Newman trying to catch Jimmy Spencer so he can get in position. Just joining us, Ryan Newman took the lead at lap 12 from Kevin Harvick, led to lap 44. Then he had a right rear tire that was cut, losing air pressure. He hit it under the green flag, fell almost 2 laps down, and was pinned there when the caution came out for the Joe Nemechek crash at lap 81.
And Newman is running some laps right now faster than the top 4 or 5 cars.
Jeff Gordon closing in on Kevin Harvick for the lead as Harvick's in lap traffic.
I'm not sure the lap traffic is the biggest hindrance that Harvick has right now. It might be the fact the 24 car is a little bit faster. And we see Bill Elliott goes by the 8 car, moves into 4th position.
Nice drive for Elliott today. 4-time Dover winner. Boy, John Andretti and Derek Cope are up the track. John looks like he's skating all over the place in that one.
He's really struggling today, trying to find some traction in that Pennzoil car. It's up there somewhere.
Look how dark the racetrack's got too, as they put the laps and the rubber into it. Here he is.
This is a battle for the 22nd position. Why are you showing this? Because this is important. Ryan Newman now in the 12th car becomes the first car a lap down.
So he gets the free pass if the yellow comes out.
That's right.
And that car's fast on old tires.
Now the question is, can he catch Kevin Harvick and maybe get himself back on the lead lap without the help of that caution?
It'd be a lot better if he could.
We know he's fast.
Because then he could pit with the leaders. A lot of things he could do if he can catch the leader and get by him.
Boy, there's some numbers on the day. Started first, lowest 42nd. I want to say started first, highest first. I knew what I was trying to say. Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon are the top two in the MBNA America 400 at Dover International Speedway. 138 laps completed here. Tony Stewart, Bill Elliott on the move, though, trying to catch these top two. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. Kevin Harvick is the leader here at Dover by half a second over Jeff Gordon, but Jeff has got some company coming from behind.
That 20 car of Tony Stewart is right there. Been watching that 20 car. He's fast. That stays right on the bottom, doesn't he, Wally?
Yeah, he's fast through the center. That's where his car's working really, really good right now. He's getting on the throttle, making a lot of time up right in the center of the corner.
And the leaders are all in some very heavy lap traffic. Ricky Craven and Terry Labonte have been put a lap down by the leader.
Right there, you can see how much ground he made up on Jeff Gordon right in the middle of the corner.
Remember, Todd Bodine got the free pass on a lap back on the lap 81 caution. He wasn't able to hold on to it.
Now then, Ryan Newman's got to catch Todd Bodine to get the free pass.
Right. Or Ricky Craven. Craven and Bodine are racing for that first car a lap down there.
So it's always a moving target.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Here comes Tony.
Oh, Tony trying to drive up on the outside of Jeff Gordon.
This is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be real good.
Let's do a little three wide here. No, that's not a good idea.
Not good.
So Tony Stewart to second.
Good move.
The defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion has visited victory lane only once this season. June race at Pocono. His record at this racetrack is unbelievable. 9 races, 8 top 10 finishes, led 8 races, 7 top 5s, 2 wins. This is a good place for Tony Stewart, Dave.
And Alan, in the last 10 races, he scored more points here than any other driver. Wait, he's only started 9 races. That's only, so yeah. I mean, he's doing great here. And I talked to Greg Zipadelli, his crew chief, this morning. He told me the car starts out great this weekend, and it stays through the run. And you see him here late in this run, making moves still.
It's been kind of subdued is the word I'm looking for Tony, as far as he just hasn't been making the headlines this year. And I don't mean the bad headlines, I mean the good headlines. Here's a guy who's won a bunch of races in the last couple of years. Only the 1 win so far this season, only 2 top 10 finishes in the last 12 races.
Yeah, he's really been, the last 6 weeks or so, the 20 car has been struggling. This is what we're accustomed to seeing, him trying to chase down the leader.
I think some of that has been a little bit distraction, though. You know, him re-signing, trying to figure out who he's going to drive for. I think a lot of that went on, and that works on you. You know, it affects you when you're driving race cars, just the whole atmosphere. So I think now that's behind him, he can just focus on driving and not worry about all that stuff now.
You know, there'll be people who will tell you that it is harder to defend a title than it is to win it the first time. When you are the NASCAR Winston Cup champion, you lose basically December, getting that jump on your preparations for the coming season in all of the championship things that go on. You just start a few weeks behind everybody else. Bill Elliott got something on his grill.
Some concern. They're talking about, Matt, they're talking about something on the grill.
BP, the concern is back for the water temperature for Bill Elliott. The debris earlier did fall off and started to drop down, but then he picked up another piece of paper. It's now stopped at about 240. It's about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. You can barely see it on the grill, but it's enough to make that water temperature hold steady. They are concerned about that.
Folks, you saw that small piece of paper on the grill, and it looks like it's not big enough to hurt anything, but it is, because they close up the grill opening all they possibly can. They need all of it to keep the car at the right temperature.
Jimmy Johnson working on Dale Earnhardt Jr. for 5th place. Jason Leffler in the 0, a couple of laps down in 33rd place. Junior started 2nd today, hasn't led yet, Dave.
Yeah, this hasn't been Junior's best run of the day so far. He radioed into the crew that the car is feeling real bouncy, like it's moving all around around the track, but then he's been moving around the track too. He's been searching for a line he likes. He thinks he's found one, but now he's in traffic again.
And Dave, he complained about that same thing here in June, about the car vibrating on the concrete.
You see Jimmy Johnson just right there, threw his hand up. I don't know what he threw his hand up for, but he was not happy with something there.
How about up front? Kevin Harvick's about to be unhappy if Tony Stewart gets around him.
Tony up off the bottom of the racetrack.
Boy, there is some heavy lap traffic. Coming up on Ricky Rudd, who would then become the first car not on the lead lap. Rudd running in 18th place in the Wood Brothers 21. There it is, the blue car this week, the Air Force colors here in Dover. Dover, big Air Force town. Dover Air Base just down the road from the racetrack.
It's Kenny Wallace in the 23 car, the Stacker 2 car.
Jeff Gordon closes right up on the back of Tony Stewart again.
Thought about taking a look, but Tony decided to move over, block that move by Jeff Gordon.
You know, it's always interesting to hear reports of debris on the racetrack from different teams at different times of the race. There was a team that just reported some debris to NASCAR that NASCAR can't find on the racetrack. You think it's a team that's about to get lapped?
Yeah, it's always normally a guy that's in trouble somewhere or another. Either overheating problems or about to get lapped. Or
NASCAR spotters around the racetrack can't see it. Well, there's a chance it's not there. Good chance, as a matter of fact. Tony Stewart stalking Kevin Harvick for the lead. Last time Tony Stewart led a race, the Brickyard 400, beginning of August.
And traffic really comes into play at this racetrack, too. You've got to be able to get through it. If you get hung up going in the corner beside somebody, you'll lose a little time because you can't run through the corner as hard as you could. Whoa, Jeff Gordon really came up on Rudd. If you go in like turn one side by side, the guy in the bottom, if you're trying to pass somebody, it's really hard to run as fast as you could by yourself through the corner. So you're always going to lose a little bit on a guy if you got to run side by side.
Now the leaders last pitted at lap 82, but we had that long caution flag, 25 laps of yellow to repair the retaining wall after Joe Nemechek's crash up there in turn one. So if they were to run 90 to 100 laps, that's lap 181 plus some extra time because of the long caution flag. So we're still a little bit away from seeing pit stops, and it appears that Tony Stewart's charge on Kevin Harvick for the lead is settled in for a minute also. So let's take a break. Harvick, Stewart, Jeff Gordon up there knocking around for the lead at the Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. Back live at Dover, caution has just come out. Bobby Labonte's run into trouble in turn 4. Gotten into the outside wall with the right side of the 18 car.
And it was just in front of the leader, Kevin Harvick.
And the caution flag did not work out for Ryan Newman. It does work out for Ricky Rudd. He was just put a lap down by leader Kevin Harvick, and he's going to be the one that gets the free pass around the leader at the end of the caution period. Third caution of the race, lap 165. Leaving us, not counting Rudd, 17 cars on the lead lap that'll come to pit road in another lap. As again, as part of NASCAR's new race procedure, they leave the pit road closed for a lap. They'll check the scoring, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be.
And Labonte looks like another right front tire. He's in the middle of the corner, and all of a sudden the car just shoots to the right.
Yeah,
undoubtedly a front tire, flat tire on the right front.
Hit early to get that right front fixed.
He's got big problems because that right front tire is supposed to be leaned in at the top, not leaned out at the top.
And you know, when you blow a tire and you don't wreck your car like Joe Nemechek, guess what you think about for the rest of the race now?
Blowing the right front tire.
Exactly. Start asking crew chief, why? What happened?
So Bobby heads back out while pit road will be open for lead lap cars this time.
Now the tough break that Ricky Rudd gets is he will not be able to pit with the leaders. He has to stay on the racetrack and pit next time.
And again, Ryan Newman not able to get up there and be that first car 1 lap down to get his lap back. Here they come, Matty.
4-time Dover winner, but never on the concrete. Bill Elliott runs in 4th. He says the car is tight, especially up off the corner. Crew Chief Mike Ford's going to try to fix it for Bill with a track bar adjustment, Marty.
Matt tight on throttle for Jeff Gordon running in 2nd. A 1/4 round in the right rear of Wedge. 4 tires. Jeff said, I'm really, really good. Not too big an adjustment. Dave?
Air pressure adjustment for Kevin Harvick. He was really sliding the nose near the end of the run. Half pound out of both front tires. He's clean up pit road, Bill.
The 48 car of Jimmy Johnson is good. He wants a little bit more grip, so they made a small adjustment to the inner liners in the front tires. Also made a track bar adjustment, right rear air pressure adjustment.
24?
Yep.
Got him out.
Jeff Gordon off pit road first, followed by Bill Elliott, Kevin Harvick, Dale Jr., and Tony Stewart under caution at Dover.
Cars continue to run at under caution here at Dover as our NASCAR on NBC coverage continues after Bobby Labonte had difficulty on the track. Jeff Gordon has had tremendous success at this track, looking for another victory. Let's meet the pit crew guys that just got him out front.
Hi, I'm Robbie Loomis, crew chief, Forest City, Florida.
Jay Lupo, front windshield, Cleveland, Ohio. Craig Curione, front tire carrier from Sanborn, New York.
Shane Parsnell, front tire changer, Oswego, New York.
Jeff Cook, Jackman, Charlotte, North Carolina.
My name's Steve Letarte. I'm the rear tire carrier. I'm from Cornish, Maine.
Shane Church, rear tire changer, Rushville, Indiana.
Jeff Craven, gas man, High Point, North Carolina. Caleb Hurd, catch can, Pulaski, Virginia.
Jeff Gordon 6th in points, 8 top 5 finishes this season, 12 top 10s, just 1 win, looking for his 2nd of the season. Alan?
Okay, no big geographic spread on that 24 crew, huh?
And Shane Parslow just started changing front tires on the 24 car last week in Loudon. He changed your tires.
Yes, he did when I was on the 25 car. He changed tires. Very good tire changer.
1 to go is the signal. Ricky Rudd has been waved past the pace car, so he goes to the tail end of the lead lap cars. 18th in line now, and it'll be Ricky Craven, who is now the first car not on the lead lap in scoring, in 19th position. So 18 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Gordon, Bill Elliott, Kevin Harvick, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Tony Stewart, the order off the pit lane, followed by Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, Elliott Sadler, Greg Biffle, and Jeff Burton are your top 10. Championship leader Matt Kenseth, 15th in line. And Ryan Newman, now the 3rd car 1 lap down in 21st position.
And Bill, did Kenseth tell Robbie Reiser that taking that spring rubber out might have been a mistake?
Yeah, I'm actually standing here talking to Robbie right now. They put the spring rubber back in the right rear because Matt thinks the set of tires is what was making the car so loose. So on that last stop, it took longer. They put the rubber back in the right rear. Let's see what happens.
First time today, Jeff Gordon has led. See what the clean air does for his car.
If it's the same as years past.
3rd place. Sorry, BP. Dale Jr. underneath Kevin Harvick for 3rd.
15 car had trouble there.
Michael Waltrip. That's Michael down on the apron. Did it blow up?
I saw smoke. I couldn't tell if it was engine smoke or looks like it. It looks like he's coasting right now.
We don't hear any engine noise. This is very quiet. That's not a good thing. You're broke.
Marty?
He said it feels like a crankshaft. Something major just broke is what he said. They're going to bring it on pit road, give it one final inspection, but it should be terminal for the Napa crew. And what an incredible month for these guys after they had such a great start to the season.
Lousy month.
And now all of a sudden the 29 car, who's been so strong, has lost a couple of positions.
Tony Stewart by Kevin Harvick. We saw Dale Jr. go by Harvick. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. This is the race for 5th and 6th.
Not so fast, BP. Harvick's hanging tough on the outside in that 29 car.
Low low air pressure thing. Needed a couple laps to get going.
That's a great shot right there. Jimmy Johnson. Hello. You do that a lot here.
Jamie McMurray right behind him. All right, if I can't pass you, I'll follow you for a little bit. Harvick hanging on to 5th. Johnson in 6th. McMurray in 7th. Michael Waltrip has taken his car to the garage. One of only 2 drivers in the top 10 in the championship the entire season. This might cost him that spot.
This time, Jimmy Johnson may have a little bit on him. I think he dropped back there, get behind Harvick, and try to make him loose. He's going to have to hurry. He's going to have more problems behind him. Jamie McMurray coming.
And Junior, the 8 car, goes to 2nd spot as he blows by the 9 of Elliott.
Dale Jr. back up to where he started. He has yet to lead today. Gordon, Jr., Elliott, Stewart, the top 4. Then Ricky Craven in that 32 car is the first car not on the lead lap. He's next in line.
Wow, that 8 car is getting in. That's where he's beating Jeff, getting into the corner.
And there's Craven right now in the key position to try and get back on the lead lap. Pretty good gap from the front 4 and the lap car back to 5th place Kevin Harvick. And that ongoing race that's settled down for now with he, Jimmy Johnson, and Jamie McMurray.
I think most of that gap was caused by the fact that those 2 cars were battling for that position, 5th position, so hard.
20 car also getting into the corner very good.
There's Tony Stewart. Starting to work on Bill Elliott for 3rd spot.
Yeah, I don't think he'll work on him long. I think Elliott will pull over.
Give him the
say, go ahead.
Like that?
Like that.
And you wonder how long will Junior ride behind Jeff Gordon? Will he get the wave by?
Before he wants in trouble, he may have a tire going down or something. He really got off the pace getting off of turn 2.
And for the lead, Junior has caught Jeff Gordon.
See how good that car gets in right there? I mean, when you got a car like that and get in the corner at Dover, you're going to be passing a lot of guys.
And Jeff Gordon didn't like it when that 8 car pulled up right behind the back of that 24 car and made it extremely loose.
And now Jeff will try to return the favor.
Yeah, he's trying his best to return the favor.
See how he's getting right up on the back of that 8 car. He's trying to make him as loose as possible. That's how you get somebody aero loose.
All this at 160
there,
miles
and
an
he
hour.
did it right there. That's exactly what he did. He pulled it off.
How to go like that?
See? That's what you got to be careful of in Winston Cup racing. And if you're going to do it to a guy, you better hurry up and leave him, because if you don't, he's going to come back at you.
Junior tried that high line. That worked pretty good for him off 2.
That's good stuff right there.
While we watch this, Bill is with the most recent retiree in the race.
That would be Michael Waltrip. Came in 10th in points. What put you out?
We blew up, I guess. Something big and the motor broke, but we got off to a terrible start. Bobby missed a shift. I hit him, got a lap down, fixed it, and Bill, we had it going. I mean, we had another great car. Real proud of the team and the job they did on the Napa Chevy. Mostly today, I'm proud of NASCAR. It's such a relief to catch a caution and know you can just slow down.
How was that working?
Perfectly. You don't have to worry about getting run over. You know you're not on any other agenda. The agenda's clear. There are going to be bumps in this road where somebody feels like the call didn't go their way. But as a whole, what great racing we're having at Dover, too, by the way.
How about coming down pit road? Is it a little easier?
It's just perfect. I can't believe it's been so obvious. Anytime you can get 43 race car drivers to agree on something, it's right. And we all agree pit road rules needed to be amended, and they were. Racing back to yellow had to stop, and it was, so that everybody can enjoy racing more. All right, my story.
We'll see you next week.
Michael Waltrip going to finish 42nd today. Joe Nemechek, the only other driver out of the race, fell out after a crash back at lap 81.
And next week at Talladega, Michael will go down there with a brand new race car. And Slugger told me they've installed the hatch.
Yes.
Where the driver, Michael, can go get out of the car through the roof of the automobile.
The optional exit. NASCAR has made available to teams beginning next week at Talladega. NASCAR Busch Series teams can put it in starting at Kansas City, which is their next race. Say it costs about $150. The teams can buy the approved hatch from a few various vendors, and it takes about 15 hours to install per car.
And Slugger said they tested the car at Daytona with the hatch in, no problems at all.
I talked about Casey Mears being off the pace there, Wally. Cut tire.
Cut tire, look like.
Dale Jr. out in front now, Dave.
And Alan, here's a list of things they did on that pit stop to help him. Half a pound out of the right rear, actually half a pound in the right rear. He's a little bit loose at the start of the run. And after about lap 30, it got tight. So they just radioed in, it's a lot better at the start. So Junior happy with the car.
And Tony Eury, the crew chief, talked to us just a moment ago, and he was pretty blunt. He said, we've got a great driver, we've got a great car, we've got to get our pit crew to match all that stuff. We've got to be as fast as anybody else on pit road. If we come in leading, we want to go out leading.
Or we're going to make some changes.
Or, that's right.
And that shows you just what the competitive pressures and frustrations are. 14-second pit stops aren't good enough anymore. We've got to be down in the low 13s. You come in leading, you come out fourth, or you come in second, come out fourth. Those positions are hard to make up. A lot of pressure on these pit crews. Sixth place.
Oh, it's so hard to pass on the racetrack. And when you do pass a guy or two guys or five guys, you don't want to give it back when you come down pit lane. So, yep, pit stops are a premium.
Jimmy Johnson getting worked over by Jamie McMurray. McMurray leading the Redestas Rookie of the Year standings in that 42. After his strong mid-season surge, has taken over the top rookie spot for now from Greg Biffle.
I'm talking to Donnie Wingo, the crew chief on that 42 car. He is awfully impressed with the job that McMurray has been able to do for them this year and the feedback he's been able to give them about what the car is doing and how they can better fix it.
Has recorded all of the top 5 finishes that the Ganassi team has recorded in 2003, the rookie Jamie McMurray.
Looks like the 42 is a little bit tight getting into the corner. He follows the 48 car, then he slides up the racetrack a little bit. 3 and 4. 1 and 2 looks pretty good. See if he can keep it on the bottom here. Dave, what's 42 doing there?
Well, Wally, they tried to fix the tight in the middle condition on that last pit stop. They took air out of both front tires, just a half a pound each. So might have fixed it in the middle, but like you say, tight getting in now.
Well, he pulled off the pass just there. He went on the outside of Jimmy Johnson, so he's pretty comfortable with that car.
Let's check on third place. Kevin Harvick seems to, check that, this would be fourth place. And Kevin Harvick seems to be regrouping after struggling in the first few laps of this run.
He did struggle the first few laps, but last lap by down the start finish down the front straightaway, he was trying to get by the 9 car, and looks like he might do the same thing this time.
Here, goose the gas there to get under Elliott in the middle of the corner.
And he couldn't stay in the gas because the 9 car was there. If he would have stayed in the gas, he would have split up the racetrack into the 9 car, but still pulled it off.
Matt, what's up with the 9?
The car's still a little bit on the tight side, but his spotter, Tim Fedewa, a guy who ran and sat at his Busch race and is a Busch Series winner, is his spotter. He's telling him where the leaders are running, telling them where they are the fastest, that might help Bill out with his tighter condition. Dave?
Matt, as you once said here at Dover, patience is a virtue. Kevin Harvick started that run with an uncontrollable car. The air pressure's coming up now in the front tires. The car much better, and now he's moving back toward the front.
Matt once said patience is a virtue? Was that about an hour ago, right?
Once and only.
Yeah. Tony Stewart catching Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the race lead. Not catching, caught.
And so far, Stewart's car can run the lowest on the racetrack as anybody. Gets down on the bottom of the racetrack and stays there. Gets in the, and you can get on the gas early when you're down there. Dave, what's the 20 saying?
They were still tight on exit as they came to that pit stop, Wally. He made a track bar adjustment to help fix that, and it appears to really work.
Well, I'll tell you what. That car looks pretty good for being tight.
I'm wondering if you were going to tell us or just tease us.
Well, I was watching the race for a second.
Okay.
There he goes.
That's Tony's trademark, hooking that bottom. When they get his car so it'll hook the bottom all day long, he's a hard man to beat.
Back in front.
That'd be the first time he's led all day. First time he's led since Indianapolis. A month and a half ago. Tony Stewart, now the 6th different leader of this race. The story of our championship leader continues to go up and down on the day. Bill?
Allen started off the day loose. The first 2 pit stops, they tried to make it a little bit better. Then they put their spring rubber back in the right rear. So Wally, after you've got a loose race car and you work on it and work on it, what do you think he was shouting on lap 183?
Tight.
Tight.
I can't turn the car.
Lap 183, it was tight, tight, tight. Lap 189, Matt, in a very calm voice, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's when you chase a car like that and you make those changes and it happens to be a set of tires, you basically, like I said, half your day's been ruined.
Kevin Harvick did get by Bill Elliott and pick up 4th spot. Here's Jamie McMurray to challenge Bill for 5th. And through.
I see the 01 car pulled in. I heard a part that didn't sound too well. I guess that was Skinner. And I see him down there with the hood up.
Yep. So Skinner is off. And Tony Stewart is out front. Just past the midway point here at Dover, NASCAR on NBC. We come back live to Dover International Speedway on NBC with Tony Stewart leading the MBNA America 400 and Dale Earnhardt Jr. challenging him for that top spot.
And Stewart just moved up the racetrack. He's running that high line now.
Because Junior had been running faster than the 20 car running that high line, so Tony said, I think I'll go up there and try it. Junior's going to pass him on the outside.
There's not much left up there.
No. The next thing's the wall, Junior.
And as we've already seen today, that's not good.
See, Tony's not trying not to give Dale Jr. any room to get up there. He wants to try to make him pass him low. Yep, Dale does not want to go down low.
No, he does not. Tony wants to take the line away from the 8 car and leave the bottom of the 8, but he doesn't want to go down there. Well, he's going to try it. Okay, I'll try it and see what happens.
How about a little crossover move there?
But it won't stick.
Tony Stewart took the lead from Dale Jr. at lap 199. Now as they work the 212th lap, Jr. not quite able to get back by him.
That's defensive driving on Tony's. I mean, it's a smart move because if you know the guy's fast up there, you're going to try to make him pass you where he may not be as good.
And now Junior has a spot.
Slide job. Here's Tony with the crossover. No. Dale Jr. back out in front. Yeah.
Nice pull away. Nice pace here.
So Dale Earnhardt Jr. seeking his 2nd win of 2003. Won at Talladega back in April. And is the winner of this race in 2001. How about through the field? Let you know how everybody's doing at this point, just past halfway. Start with our leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dave.
Well, I don't know what to add here, Alan. A couple of Titans battling it out at the front. The 8 car, of course, with 1 win here. Tony Stewart, multiple wins, loves this track. Both cars improved since their last pit stop. Could it get any better? Can they fight all day? Let's watch. And Marty, over to you.
Okay, Jeff Gordon was tied on his last run. Now the car is loose. In fact, a little too loose for Jeff's liking.
So loose when somebody gets up behind me. Be perfect if we hadn't loosened it up so much. That 3/4 round put back in at next stop because, I mean, I'm just hanging on right now. We're so damn good, we don't need much.
3/4 a round of wedge in the right rear. That small adjustment has made a big difference on the 24 car, Dave.
Well, Marty, Jamie McMurray only making his 2nd Winston Cup start here. Brought a car that he likes very well. 2 top 5 finishes for this car already this year. 29 car of Kevin Harvick, as we reported earlier, coming in very nicely. That change they made to the car, a little bit tough at the start, but really starts to to race well for Kevin. Matt?
Bill Elliott runs in 6th, trying to maintain that newfound momentum. 2 top 5s in the last 3 races. The car tight and getting tighter. Meanwhile, the 38 of Elliott Sadler trying to score his 2nd career top 10 at Dover, says the car is just tight when he gets past the center of the corner. It's lost a lot of the drivability. The wedge adjustment on the last stop has helped, but not enough. He's trying to make that move. He can't quite do it. Let's go to Bill.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48 says his car is right on the edge. They're going to undo what they did. Put the track bar back where it was, make an air pressure adjustment on their next stop. Matt?
A great run by Bill Elliott's teammate, Jeremy Mayfield. He runs in the 9th position. They haven't made any adjustments all day. The car is tight in traffic, but in clean air, extremely fast, Marty.
Matt, Jeff Burton and his team struggled throughout the day yesterday in practice, but the car much better right now. Jeff came on the radio about 15 laps ago, said it's turning much better, but still too tight. Alan?
Jeff Burton, 10th place, 9.8 seconds behind leader Dale Earnhardt Jr., who continues to work his way through some of the cars not on the lead lap. And we continue to work our way through those who are. How about 11th place, Rusty Wallace, Bill?
And this has been a good day so far for Rust. He's been good on the track cars, a little tight right now. Very frustrated, though. They're having good pit stops, but they can't seem to beat anybody out. Rusty says, let's make sure we don't get this pit stall when we come back here next time. For the 97, they've been working on Kurt Busch's car all day. Right now, he just radioed in. The front end is just too soft to give him any grip. Marty?
Greg Biffle finished 33rd and 30th in his 2 Dover races thus far in his Winston Cup career. The car a little bit too tight for Greg, getting tighter the longer he runs. They're going to make a track bar adjustment next stop, Matt.
Dale Jarrett had a very strong car here in June, but motor failure didn't allow him to show it. Right now running in the 14th position. The car is tight. The adjustments on the last stop, a track bar, has helped it some. He still wants more of it on the next stop. Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd, they've been flirting with radio trouble today. Right now, he's battling a loose race car. He says it's really gotten loose up off the corner. He was trying to actually pick up an aero push bill off a lapped car. It didn't work.
The saga of Matt Kenseth in the 17 car continues, the championship leader. Now Matt says the car is real tight on exit, but otherwise, it's not bad. We'll see what happens. Sterling Marlin took 4 tires and fuel on his last pit stop and a rubber out of the right front tire because the car was getting tighter. Hasn't been able to march through the field, Matt.
A wedge adjustment on the last stop for Jeff Green in the 43 car. Didn't help as much as he needed. They want to go an air pressure adjustment on the next stop. The car is just way too tight. Been tight all day, Marty.
Matt, Ricky Craven is the first car 1 lap down. The car a little bit too tight for Craven, especially coming off of the corner. He is in the 19th position. The man behind him, Ryan Newman, and way behind him right now is Ryan Newman. The car a little bit too tight. The June winner is going to have to win the race off pit road, according to our crew chief, Matt Borland, if they are finally going to be the first car 1 lap down and get that magic free 1 mile pass, Alan.
Okay, thanks. So there is the way things stand at this point. 18 on the lead lap, and the first 2 not on the lead lap as we cross the 225-mile mark here at Dover. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s opened up a 1.6 second advantage on Tony Stewart. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. If you were a betting man and you had a penny on Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now, you'd be looking good, though we have quite some distance to go here at Dover today in our 400-miler. 167 laps remaining. Jr. out in front by an even second over Tony Stewart, with Jeff Gordon, Jamie McMurray, and Kevin Harvick rounding out your top 5. About 30 laps away from pit stops for the leaders.
And the top 3 cars, Jr., Tony Stewart, and Jeff Gordon, all running about the same speed. Jeff Gordon may have a little bit of an edge.
Although Tony Stewart picked up 2/10 on Jr. that lap. He's working the traffic a little bit.
Jeremy Mayfield and Elliott Sadler here. Mayfield just taking 7th spot away from Sadler. Caution for debris. They were talking about it for a lap or so, and it has been spotted. Ricky Craven
is the lucky dog.
Gets the pre-pass.
But Newman now will be the first car lap down, so.
As long as he holds that spot off the pit road. Yep.
The boys are pretty good in the pits.
Oh, yeah. Caution number 4.
Well, that's going to be good because now he can on the restart get back on that lead lap possibly.
Ricky Craven, remember, he dropped to the rear of the field on the pace laps after an engine change during the weekend. Pit road closed for another lap and a half or so. So let's take our break. We'll come back and cover the stops in just a minute. Pit stops, Matt Yoakum.
Mayfield's team goes to work. His car just a tick tight. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment. That's the only adjustment they've made all day, Marty.
We heard the radio traffic too loose at the beginning of the run for Jeff Gordon. He said by the time it came in, it was too late. 4 tires, and they take out that adjustment he wanted. Dave?
4-tire change for Dale Jr. No changes to the car. A little bit tight getting in, but no changes. Bill?
A track bar adjustment back to where it was before the last stop, and an air pressure adjustment and the race off of pit road. They got a big break because Matt Kenseth, who pits in front of them, stayed out on the track.
Aha, Kenseth trying to lead a lap, get 5 bonus points.
First car off the pit lane, Dale Jr.
That's a pretty good race off.
Yep, it was a good race.
Got crowded down there.
It really gets exciting back here now. Somewhere in here. There we go.
Yikes. So Dale Jr.'s crew, after losing a couple of spots earlier and coming under some criticism, gets the old redeeming moment there. And here comes Matt Kenseth around to lead a lap and collect 5 bonus points toward his NASCAR Winston Cup championship.
You know, that's not bad strategy.
No, it's good strategy. He was almost one of the last on the lead lap anyway. So caution continues. We'll take a break from Dover. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to create some more memories for himself here today at Dover and his fans as he leads just past the midway point of today's race.
Okay, well, it looks like Robbie Gordon, we were talking about earlier, if Robbie was going to let Ryan Newman by. Robbie's 2 laps down, Ryan Newman 1 lap down. The 4 car is 3 laps down. So he should let Ryan by so Ryan could be the first car in that line.
42 car made an unscheduled stop, Dave. What was that all about?
Well, I'm going to show you real quick here, BP. The tire went flat on the 42 as he left pit road and went around. Look at this. This valve stem is broken. The crew thinks maybe something happened when the car dropped. Might have hit something on pit lane. There was not contact from another car as he went around the track, so.
Could have been the impact wrenches if he took off and started spinning that tire.
They don't think that, Alan.
No?
They think maybe when the, well, I'll get a little more information. They're still looking at it.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Drop Jamie McMurray back to 18th place.
Looks like somebody stepped on it, what it looks like. But they try to keep everybody from standing on top of those tires down there, but sometimes that happens.
Dale Jr. leads. Jeff Gordon second, Tony Stewart third. Now Ryan Newman is the first car, 1 lap down. He is 4th in line on the racetrack.
Wow, Gordon made up a lot of ground on Dale Jr. that time.
Remember when these two played I'll loosen your car up, you loosen mine earlier? See if Gordon can get close enough to him to wiggle him. That's back around lap 182, 183. Okay, Dave, you have sleuthed your way to a conclusion.
Well, you know, it's the kind of things the guys don't like to talk about, but it really wasn't technically a mistake. Rear tire changer was still pulling his gun away from the situation when the jack dropped and Jamie took off. Spinning the tire, caught the air gun, knocked off the valve stem.
Thank you.
Wow. What a junior there.
New leader. Jeff Gordon by, Tony Stewart through. Junior back to 3rd.
See it? What? It just looks like he's struggling all of a sudden, like he's wiggling the car. And
I'll tell you what, Tony Stewart isn't struggling. Look at that 20 car close up on the back of Jeff Gordon and drive on the inside. Oh, a lot of strength in that 20 car right now.
Almost 140,000 here at Dover today. They're all on their feet. Couple of lead changes in a couple of laps, and now it's Tony Stewart out in front.
Hey, Dave, is the 8 car loose?
Well, he hasn't said anything on the radio yet, guys. We've been waiting for him to chirp in, but he has not said a thing. And now he just said, real loose off. There's the report.
Okay,
look loose.
Junior back to third, and now it's Kevin Harvick closing up on him from behind.
And again, Kevin Harvick, the 29 car, he showed a lot of strength earlier in the race. The last couple stops, he's kind of faded back about the top 5. They may have made some perfect adjustments to the 29 car, and looks like he's coming back towards the front.
Dick Jr. driving up the racetrack into turn 1. That's what you were talking about earlier in the race, Wally, about when your car's loose in, you can't turn that wheel too hard when you get to the corner.
That's right. You got to drive up the racetrack to keep the car from spinning out. Ooh, Ricky Craven may have bounced off the wall getting off of turn 2. Bunch of guys got jammed up over there.
32 car was in 16th place last time he came to the start-finish line.
Looks like he's going to try to get down a... Thought he was going to hit the pit lane, but tires are up. Maybe he's got an engine that let go.
Yeah, there's some question as to whether he's under power or not.
Oh, Junior really loose off turn 4 as Harvick was trying to get alongside the 8 car.
And the last thing Junior wants right now is somebody behind him. That's another thing that he'll go in the corner, and if he knows Harvick's going to run on the bottom, he'll get up to the top of the racetrack. And don't want anybody on your rear bumper if you're loose. It's just going to make it worse.
And while they're racing for a spot, they're catching Jeff Gordon for second.
Now that'll help Junior's car a little bit if he can get right behind the 24 car. That'll help tighten him up a little bit.
They're not running the same line. Second place here. Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick.
Hey, what, a Junior may be loose, but his car's pretty fast right there.
Well, it sure is.
Ooh, he's going to take it down the bottom.
Come on now.
Here's where it's going to get loose.
Oh!
You know Gordon's going, he did it to me again.
And so maybe I'll try and do it to him.
But as we've said, first thing you got to do is catch him. All of a sudden, the 24 car seems to be struggling with her setup.
Ricky Craven did make it back around the pit road. Has gone straight to the garage with the 32 car. That's too bad. He just got that lap back at the last caution. Marty, what happened?
He said it just quit running, Alan. They had an engine failure yesterday in practice. This is their second engine of the weekend. If it indeed is terminal for the 32 bunch, it will be their third engine DNF of the year.
That's too bad.
Check out Jeremy Mayfield, that 19 car has joined this battle.
Yeah, what a great drive he's had. What a great month. Worst finish last 4 weeks for Mayfield, 11th place. Matty, how about Mayfield?
They are having a great day. His last top 10 at Dover was back in 1999 when he finished 9th. He is working the inside of Jeff Gordon. The only adjustment that they have made all day is that air pressure adjustment on that last stop. Kenny Francis is young through the teams telling him, you've got the best car. We're looking at the stopwatch. Go get him. And that's exactly what he's doing.
I'm trying to figure out if Jeff is loose or tight here. Now, he was complaining the car was loose, so I wonder if they went the adjustment and went a little bit too far. Try to tighten that car up as he goes down into the corner, and he drifts up the racetrack too. Not as far as the 8 car, which tells me he may be a little tight.
Well, if you're wondering, Marty's checking it out.
Oh, good.
And I'll bet you he'll tell us here in a minute or two. Here's Mayfield for second place on Dale Jr. Oh. That's going to be no contest. What a drive. So Mayfield, after starting the race way back in 25th position, in his highest running order spot of the day, he's up to second.
24 car taking a look down underneath Junior. Marty, what's going on with the 24?
Well, what they did earlier, Wally, they made that adjustment on the stop before that Jeff complained about to try and loosen him up at the beginning of the run. And they took that adjustment out because Jeff said it made it too loose at the beginning of the run. Now, the car right now is just a little bit loose for Jeff, actually, so he's not tight, but it will come to him sooner, and it will be better on the longer run. That's why they took that adjustment out. He was way too loose on the run before.
Got it.
So they're wanting to run for a few laps and then see that it, figure that it would get better for him. And, I mean, he's putting pressure on Dale Jr. to try and get back by him.
Yeah, well, he's already lower on the racetrack than he was the first few laps after the green flew, so it may work for him.
How about our Little Debbie lap leaders today? Kevin Harvick out in front most of anyone. Earnhardt Jr., Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart has also led 28 laps today. Well, you see Newman with the big hole to dig out of after the cut right rear tire back at lap 46.
Well, Jeremy Mayfield, the 19 car, has driven away from this two cars, Junior in the 8, Jeff Gordon 24, Kevin Harvick in 29. That's third, fourth, and fifth.
Remember on Discover Card Countdown to Green when Dave discovered banking for us. What was the line that he used? When you put race cars on banking, it usually turns out to be fun. This is good racing right here. When they first redid this track surface from pavement to concrete in 1995, you couldn't have raced like this. They have done a very nice job here at Dover of taking the bumps out and working the surface to where it's now smooth. As the cars have run on it and worn the rubber into the outside lanes over the years, it's really become like the old paved Dover used to be. You can run on it top to bottom.
And it probably will last for 15, 20 years. Tell you what, since you brought that up, okay, folks, cue the duck.
Our Aflac NASCAR trivia quiz. Who was the first Dover Winston Cup winner on concrete? Who won the first race here when they changed the surface?
Rusty Wallace always used to win the races on concrete.
Oh, BP.
Wasn't him?
BP. I told you this yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, that's obvious.
The winner was?
I wasn't paying attention.
Kyle Petty.
Oh, that's right. I do remember now you saying that.
1995, started 37th and led 271 laps en route to victory lane.
And that's what Tony Furr heard yesterday, that he started 37th and told his young driver Jason Leffler, who was starting 37th. But
it can be done.
Can be done, but Jason is not going to win today. Currently back in 27th position.
So Jeff Gordon has finished the pass on Dale Jr. for third, and now Kevin Harvick trying to work over Jr. Harvick running fifth. Behind them, the first car not on the lead lap, Ryan Newman. Then sixth place, Elliott Sadler. And seventh place, Jimmy Johnson. There's, you see Sadler creeping into the picture there. .267 laps being worked by leader Tony Stewart, one of 7 different drivers who've been out in front today here in Dover.
272 laps on the board here at Dover International Speedway, and Tony Stewart continues to lead. 400 laps, 400 miles. Who's going to conquer the monster? The 20's out front. Let's take you through the field. Start with Tony Stewart, and that means Dave Burns.
He's going to try to conquer it for the third time today, Bill. Nothing said on the radio. Quiet, focused, driving his race car, leading this pack. Matt?
Jeremy Mayfield having a great run. He hasn't said much on the radio either, Dave, after that last stop. Runs in the second position.
Jeff Gordon going for Dover win number 5. Matt, he's a little bit behind Jeremy Mayfield. There's Jeff Gordon. I asked crew chief Robbie Loomis, how's the car? He said, a lot better now. Dave?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. seeing the same bad movie he saw earlier today. Loose at the start, now very tight for Dale. 29 of Kevin Harvick right now. No report from him. Seems to be just riding along. His motivation today, though, his owner Richard Childress. It's his birthday today, Bill.
48 bunch has really lost the handle on this car right now. Jimmy just says the car is too tight and he's stuck in traffic with no downforce. That's a tough place to be, man.
Elliott Sadler running currently in the 7th position. He's telling his crew chief Todd Parrott that the car is just starting to lose grip.
Marty.
Matt, fourth race with a combination of crew chief Doug Richard, driver Greg Biffle, and they have done an excellent job at taking a tight race car, making it a little bit loose right now up to the 8th position. Jeff Burton now in the 9th position, and he has just passed the car of Bill Elliott. Burton fighting a tight off condition all day long. Now the car is a little bit loose off. Going down on the track car next time, Matt.
Bill Elliott trying to hold on to that top 10 position. They reversed the track bar adjustment they made on the previous stop, made a wedge adjustment and air pressure, trying to free up that race car, Alex.
Bill Elliott 9.8 seconds behind Tony Stewart, the leader. Here on the Monster Mile, Stewart out in front with 123 laps to go. 18 cars in all on the lead lap. And let's keep going through the field. How about Rusty Wallace? Bill?
The two cars tight. Allen, he continues to try to work up through traffic, but still not happy with his pit stops. 15 seconds flat last time. Lost him a couple of positions on pit road. Here's one for you. Kurt Busch in the 97 says the car is just okay in 3 and 4, but is compressing too much in 1 and 2. That can't be a good thing, Matt.
And the last two races for Ricky Rudd in the Wood Brothers car, a 3rd and a 2nd. He's currently outside the top 10 and 13. The car was loose earlier. They made significant adjustments. It has helped some, Dave.
Mick Murray trying to chase down the 21 car, Matt. The car was tight before he came in for that pit stop. Remember the problems they had. He's made his way back up. The air pressure adjustment seems to have helped. Matt, back to you.
Sean Parker tried a track bar and wedge adjustment on the last stop to help DJ's car. It is still tight, still will not turn just past the center of the corner, Bill.
Sterling Marlin continues to hang on the lead lap. Car is not great, car is not bad. Crew continuing to work to try and make it better. Give Sterling a better handling car for the last 100 laps of this race. Matt?
Jeff Green trying to knock down the top 20 for the King, currently 17th. He says the car is excellent on entry, but it starts sliding the rear of the car when he comes up off the corner, Bill.
Well, Matt Kenseth and company took a rubber out of the left rear, made a wedge adjustment and an air pressure adjustment on their last pit stop. The 17 car is too tight, Marty.
Well, Bill, it's taken him almost 200 laps, but Ryan Newman is finally the first car 1 lap down. If we get a caution, he gets that free pass. Their car started tight, but it's gotten looser the longer they run. I didn't think you could do that. Get looser the longer you run at Dover.
I guess you can. Not normally the way things work here, yeah.
I mean, that's the way that the race cars used to work. They used to get looser and looser as the day progressed, but anymore with the radial tires and with the aerodynamics the cars have today, they tend to want to get tighter as the runs go on.
Here comes Mayfield calling on Tony Stewart for the lead.
Just 1/3 of a second behind Tony Stewart. Looks like right now that the 20 and 19 are very evenly matched, but we've seen Tony once again, after he runs 40, 50 laps, seems to start slowing down just a little bit. Matt, what about the 19 car?
Well, Big Red is trying to chase down Big Orange, and Ray Abraham will tell you one of the biggest changes within his organization as a director of player personnel, kind of like the NFL. He's been moving people around. He moved Sammy Johns over to director of competition from R&D. The teams, the 9 and 19, have been talking a lot more together. The information has been transferring back and forth, and that's one of the big reasons why you've seen both teams running so well. A lot of times it'll help one team in an organization and not another, but here at Evernham it's helping both. That's why you're seeing their turnaround.
Sammy there pictured, and Sammy, former crew chief on one of those cars. And obviously, as Matty said, doing a lot of work to help lay the groundwork for the improvement of both the 9 and the 19 that we've seen across the summer of this year. Jeremy Mayfield has led. Caution.
Just coming up. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Got debris. Yeah, okay. Debris on the racetrack.
All right, now we're at 286 laps. I don't think anybody can make it the rest of the way, but they come in now, change 4 tires.
Splash and dash later.
Splash of gas. And now the 12 car. He gets the free pass.
Yep. After the pit stops, Ryan Newman will be sent past the pace car and will line up at the end of the cars on the lead lap for the restart. That's what they've been working at for what, 200 laps now? It's lap 46 when he got behind. Watch Ken Schrader's car.
Bumper gonna fly off.
Remember, he was involved in the wreck back at lap 3.
There it is.
Whoop. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Bill Elliott got it. Jimmy Spencer got it. Terry Labonte, no. Johnny Benson got it.
And look at the damage it did to the nose piece on Benson's car.
I don't think, did Elliott get it? I thought he missed it.
I thought he caught it with the right front. Just the tire. I don't think he caught it with the bodywork.
Looks like Benson got the most damage of those cars that hit that bumper cover.
Yeah. So we'll see some pit stops here in a moment for the lead lap cars. But under the new procedure, it takes a lap while they make sure everybody's in the position they were when the caution came out. So we'll come back for those stops in a minute. Back at Dover International Speedway as the field comes to pit road. Stop's going to be with 111 laps to go. Tony Stewart, Jeremy Mayfield, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Kevin Harvick, the top 5 coming in. 18 on the lead lap now. There'll be a 19th at the end of the caution. Matty?
Kenny Francis called Jeremy Mayfield to a stop. They pull a couple tear-offs off. That's the only adjustments they're planning on making to Mayfield's Dodges. It's the best this car has been all day, Marty.
No one pitting behind or in front of Jeff Gordon. Should be an easy exit. Car a little bit too tight. Half pound in the right rear tire should loosen him up. Dave?
20 car needs to be a little bit tighter on exit. Just a little bit of air pressure in the left rear to fix that. By the way, he said, where'd the 19 come from, Bill?
Car is still tight for Jimmy Johnson. They continue to work on a chassis adjustment. Give him 4 tires, send him on his way. Has to squeeze past the 17 and in front of the 2.
Yeah, squeeze is the operative word on that whole pit road scene that time.
I tell you, those guys talked about down in the garage here this morning just how tight pit road is. It would just be 6 or 7 feet wider. It would be much better.
Stewart
Jr. They must have heard Tony Sr. when he pops when he got on those guys.
They heard us talking about it.
When Junior came out of his pit box, watch him come out in front of Jeff Gordon here. Brakes!
Yeah. Gordon definitely had to hit the brakes.
And might have even got punched on the back bumper.
He can't go anywhere with that wall. That's the problem.
And saw Tony Stewart squeeze up in front of Dale Jr. And Mayfield's car looks pretty clean there, so if he got Gordon, it wasn't by much. Still under caution at Dover. Back for the restart in a minute.
Look down on Dover International Speedway in Dover, Delaware, as our NASCAR and NBC coverage comes to the first state for the 28th race of the Winston Cup season. Tony Stewart has not had the dream season he had 1 year ago, just the 1 win, 1 pole, 6 top 5s, currently 11th in the championship standings. But none of that matters right now because at Dover, he's out front thanks to these guys.
Greg Zipadelli, crew chief, Berlin, Connecticut.
Scott Gertz, Windshield, New Hampton, Iowa.
Tom Dean, Long Valley, New Jersey, front tire carrier.
Michael Lingerfeld, Marietta, South Carolina, front tire change.
Chuck White, China Grove, North Carolina, Jackman. Hi, I'm Jay Berry from Hebron, Connecticut, rear tire carrier.
Todd Foster, Birmingham, Alabama, rear tire changer.
Jeff Patterson, gas man, Escondido, California.
Brian Larson, catch cam man, Mescanaba, Michigan.
In the garage area this morning, when you ask teams who is the guy to beat, this is the team most of the competitors chose. The 20 of Tony Stewart. Last pit stop, 15 and change, but he's still out front. Alan?
He's out in front, Bill, but he's probably a little farther out than he can make the finish on fuel. Are we going to see some people come diving in when we get the 1-to-go signal and try and top off the tank? That'll be interesting.
Wonder how many teams can run over 100 miles. Here come some of them that think they can.
Ryan Newman, remember, back on the lead lap. You saw him get the free pass around the pace car, and now Newman going to be back in 19th position, Marty.
Alan, the reason for Ryan Newman coming back down pit road, they did not get the fuel cell full last time. They spilled a lot of fuel here on pit road. She's going to come back down. They're going to get it full. They're also going to hit 1 lug on the right rear. This is one of the caveats of getting your lap back. Doesn't matter how slow your stop is, he still gets that lap back. So he's going to go back out. He'll get the free pass all the way around, and he'll still be the last car on the lead lap.
It's kind of funny here at Dover that Ryan Newman got a lap back without having to go race Tony Stewart for it now, because back in the June race, they had a little disagreement over this same thing. Tony Stewart pitting outside his box, see the right front tire on the line. That was a penalty that cost him a lap.
We see the NASCAR official stand there holding him. Then Ryan Newman, the 12 car, was leading the race. The caution flag waves. Stewart tries his best to beat him back to the line. Ryan Newman said, you're not getting that lap back. And Stewart runs up and said, hey, rookie, why did you do that? Of course, Ryan Newman's not a rookie this year.
Of course, Tony Stewart forgot all about that.
Here,
he would never. Yeah. He'd probably let Ryan have his lap back, right?
Yeah. So under the old rules, you're saying when Ryan got up there to try and get a lap back from Tony, it could get.
I think, yeah. Even if they started side by side on a restart, I don't think Tony's going to be very nice about it.
Okay. But Ryan gets the free pass.
But he got the lucky dog pass.
Yeah. Is that what we're going to call it? The lucky dog pass?
I think you're a lucky dog if you get a yellow when it comes your way.
You've used it twice today. I'm just checking to see if you're naming something for us. The lucky dog pass. Okay. Guys that have gotten the lucky dog pass today.
Look at those lucky dogs. They all got a free lap around.
Todd Bodine, Ricky Rudd, Craven, and Ryan Newman. Now, Craven is blown up. He is out of the race. Todd Bodine's not been able to do anything with his because he's now a lap down, but Ricky Rudd is in 13th spot on the lead lap. And Ryan Newman could do something with his free pass.
Yeah, Craven in the garage area with the engine problem, along with Hermie Sadler, who just went out. Mike Skinner, Michael Waltrip, also with engine problems. So 4 teams with under the hood issues today. And Joe Nemechek, the only one out as a result of a crash, that big accident he had back at lap 81. Fortunately, Joe, okay. A lot of people have been talking about, we'll see how the rules work here, but what about next week at Talladega when the caution comes out and we're 4 and 5 wide?
What difference does it make? Because at Talladega next Sunday we'll see them 4 wide, but you can pass there. It doesn't matter if you're running 14th, 15th, or 16th, or 17th. If you got the car, you can go to the front.
The EA Sports 500, NBC, next Sunday, 1:30 Eastern Time, starting with Discover Card Countdown to Green. It's always one of the highlights of the late season run. Talladega, the world's fastest speedway. Be a big crowd and an exciting race.
How far can we go on fuel, BP?
Well, I don't know. He thinks he can go 105 miles because that's what he's going to have to go if he doesn't stop again. But you know that's what he's getting ready for.
I wonder why he's stopping. He keeps stopping like that. Why doesn't he just stop with 1 to go here?
In case other people stop at 1 to go, then he's in front of them, right? And
Bill?
1 to go will come this time, Bill.
Hanging out literally with Chad Knaus, crew chief for Jimmy Johnson. You're struggling to find the handle a little bit right now.
Yeah, we just haven't got the low Chevrolet working the way we need to today. You know, we've been tight, we've been loose, we've been all over the place. We just can't quite get the combination right. You know, we're running decent. That's good for the Racing for a Reason cause, you know, that we got on there right now this week. But, you know, bad pit stall. We're having trouble getting in and out of the pits, and you know, it's just part of it. Dover's pretty tight on pit road. I hope that, you know, for the safety and for convenience and for all the competitors, that they knock these walls down and widen it out a little bit. But, you know, we're going to keep digging. We're going to see if we can get us a top 5, and you never know. You can't count us off for a win. You know that.
Okay, now he's the guy whose crew was hit on pit road last week. I was standing right here when it happened. He jumped over me right to the ground and out on pit road to check his crew. He's in pretty good shape, Matt.
Jeremy Mayfield's in great shape, but not track position-wise. He lost a few spots on pit road, but Kenny Francis, you told Jeremy you can't stress enough to conserve fuel. How close are you?
We're probably pretty close. We were getting pretty good mileage earlier in the race, but the last 2 reefs, it's kind of, you know, we've gotten a little bit worse, so we're not really sure if we can make it or not.
This guy trying to pick up his first win as a Winston Cup crew chief, Marty.
This could turn into be a fuel mileage race. Robbie Loomis, if it is a fuel mileage race, can you go all the way?
There's no way we can make it. We'd be a few laps short. You know, Dover, there'll probably be a caution for them. We'll just have to see what happens here.
Hoping for a caution, hoping that last adjustment works. Dave?
Greg Zipadelli, you told Tony to conserve fuel. Can you make it from here?
I don't think we're looking like we're about 5 laps short right now. We've had some great fuel mileage, but this is a little further than I'd like to go. But we'll wait and see. We'll see if we got any cautions here soon and what happens. So keep our fingers crossed. Home Depot, Monte Carlo's been good all day.
It's out front right now as we go back under green. Tony Stewart leading, Dale Earnhardt Jr. second, Kevin Harvick third, Jeff Gordon fourth, Jeremy Mayfield fifth. First car 1 lap down is Jimmy Spencer in the 7. Mark Martin there in the 6 is the first car 2 laps down.
Mark's got a fast race car. He just lost those laps because of that flat tire earlier in the race. But His car, I've been watching it the last 150 laps. It's been pretty quick.
That was back at lap 41 for Mark Martin.
On board with Marcus, he sees the top 3 cars in today's race, and there's a battle between Jimmy Johnson and Greg Biffle, and now Jeff Burton in 99 drives up on the inside of Biffle.
6th place, BP. Whoa, Todd Bodine.
Boy, Biffle is really looks like he's loose there.
He's struggling. As Elliott Sadler, the 38 car, goes by Biffle.
Yeah, here comes Rusty Wallace. The other car there, Jason Leffler in the 0, not on the lead lap. He is 2 laps down in 26th place.
And you know, these guys try to keep the cars a little bit loose on the beginning of these runs, but you can't go too far because you lose so much track space before the car gets in. So it's a tough adjustment. You want it a little bit loose, but you don't want to go too far. It takes 20 laps to come in. By that time, the guys are racing have left.
Wow, Kurt Busch with a big run up to Rusty Wallace's bumper in the middle of 3 and 4. And again.
And this time he's going to drive up and try to get on the inside of Rusty. Can't quite do it.
Let's see if I can make him loose.
Boy, he gets right up on the back bumper off the corner.
I talked to Kurt this morning about the reception he's been getting at the racetrack at driver introductions, which has, they haven't been saying Busch when that noise has been coming from the grandstands. And he said, you know, yeah, when my dad was racing at the short track in Las Vegas at the Bull Ring, he won like all but 3 races one season and heard a lot of that. So it's not a new thing to me.
But my guess is that he would prefer for him to be cheering rather than booing.
Oh, naturally.
I think most everyone would. Bill, what do you think?
Well, I think I'm going to play off what Alan was talking about, that little bull ring in Las Vegas, BP, and you'll get a kick out of this. I was in bed in the hotel room late last night, when the cell phone rang. And it was Chuck Trickle calling me because I thought last night was the last race of their track championship season. Well, as it turns out, it was a week ago, and I left a message for him wishing him good luck. He called me and told me that he won the track championship at Las Vegas a week ago Saturday night by 10 points at the age of 56. So Chuck is a champion there. He sends his best wishes to Kurt Busch. Of course, the tragic death of Chuck's son, Chris, is what helped Kurt Busch really start his climb up in racing. It's a tragic story, but Kurt has always kept the Trickle family close to him at the racetrack and in his heart. So congratulations to Chuck Trickle, the track champion out of Las Vegas at age 56, BP.
Come back in your future, BP?
No. Don't go there, guys. No.
Well, we're just trying to get you in the go-kart race this weekend.
Chuck can have the spot, no problem.
So that's Rusty Wallace and Kurt Busch and Bill Elliott racing for 10th, 11th, and 12th. We look ahead and see Kevin Harvick trying to take 2nd away from Dale Earnhardt Jr. And there's Junior climbing that hill again.
And Tony Stewart is almost 2 seconds in front of this battle for 2nd spot.
Well, we've seen Tony fast at the beginning of these runs, and then his car started to fall off. So we're not sure what adjustments they made, if any, on that pit stop, but that has been kind of the trend with the 20 car.
And factoring into all of this, the gasoline.
You know, if you talk about fuel mileage, the line that Junior is running right now is obviously going to use more fuel, I would think, because he's going such a longer distance.
He's going farther. More miles mean more miles per gallon. Now, what about Ryan Newman, who stopped and topped off the fuel there before the end of that caution, Marty?
Topped off the fuel twice, Alan. They are still about 15 laps short. Now, I asked Matt Borland, they've done this twice this year, if you get some caution laps, can you make it? He said, possibly. We'll try and we will leave them out. Twice they've done that this year. They've come down pit road knowing they were going to be 10, 15 laps short, and went on to win the race by getting some caution laps.
Now, wait just a second here. I heard Greg Zipadelli correctly say 5 laps short on the 20.
Right.
So the 12 is 15 laps short?
Sometimes they don't tell the whole truth and all but the truth.
Marty.
They could only go about 85 laps on fuel in the 12 car, Alan. Not getting very good fuel mileage today.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what Borland's hobby is, don't you?
To what?
Playing cards.
Yeah. Yeah. We can tell he's a very good poker player, can't we, Bill?
And what's his nickname? Pinocchio?
Look at this race. Jimmy Johnson trying to hang on to 6th, and Jeff Burton's all over him. Behind them, those cars not on the lead lap. Robbie Gordon in the 31 and Jason Leffler in the 0. How about Jeff Burton, Bill?
That's actually me. Is that okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
That's all right. He made some contact with his teammate Greg Biffle on pit road. A little front end damage. The water temperature has gone up to 250, but he has good water pressure. And we talk about water pressure with these Roush teams. They run a system where the water is pressurized, and that allows the water to run a little bit hotter. It can run 260, just like Matt Kenseth did all day at Indy. It can run 260, and the water should be fine. Currently 250 on the 99 car.
Okay.
That's right. They can run a little bit hotter these days.
Because every time when you pressurize water, for every 3 pounds for every pound you pressurize it, that's 3 degrees of temperature. Water boils at 212, but you put it under pressure and it'll go 260, 270.
As long as you don't push it out.
Jason Leffler. Yeah, it kind of, I'm sure they're going through this right now down in their pits. It's a shame we got behind in the early going because we're as fast as the leader.
Yeah.
He's about to try and pass the 7th place car on the lead lap. Dover International Speedway, 85 laps to go in the MBNA America 400. NASCAR on NBC, live with the 28th race of the NASCAR Winston Cup season. You're watching Rusty Wallace in the 2 try and race with Kurt Busch for the 12th and 13th position. 19 cars on the lead lap at this point. Tony Stewart is out in front. 7 leaders today, 12 lead changes among them.
All those cars that you see on the screen battling for position.
Good race right there.
It is.
You make those guys up front make a mistake and then lose 4 or 5 spots in one corner.
Ricky Rudd in the group, Sterling Marlin in the group. Matt Kenseth, championship leader, at the tail end of this line of cars also. Stories of the day today here at Dover. If you're just joining us, NASCAR implementing their new rules today where the caution is concerned. No racing back to the yellow flag. Also no passing to the left on pit road. All have worked out just fine. Ryan Newman led the early part of the race, cut down a right rear tire at lap 46, lost almost 2 laps. Got one of them back on the racetrack, then got another one back at the last caution flag when he came by the leader. So he is back in the mix of things. Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon. They've kind of been the top 4 for most of the day, up there trading the lead around back and forth between them.
Here's another guy. Mayfield, man, look at him go by Jeff Gordon, move into the 4th spot.
He's got some ground to make up.
Yeah, he does.
3.6 seconds behind the leader.
Mayfield was as high as 2nd until that last set of pit stops, lost a couple of spots on pit road, and now he's trying to make them back up. So I'll give you a recap of how we got to this point in today's 400-miler. Qualifying canceled because of Hurricane Isabel, so the field lined up according to provisions in the NASCAR rulebook, which meant championship leader Matt Kenseth was on the pole for the race after all the usual patriotic pre-race festivities. Lap 4, first caution. Mike Skinner tried to squeeze under Todd Bodine in turn 1.
And didn't hit anything, but when Skinner came back off the wall, the 49 car had spun and spun right in front of him.
And Schrader had gotten hit by another car. Kevin Harvick took the lead away from Ryan Newman at lap number 45. That's when Newman had that tire going down. He came to pit road a lap later under the green flag. Scary moment of the day, lap 81, a vicious crash for Joe Nemechek. Tire went down into turn 1. He piled into the wall. Fortunately, though, Joe was out of the car quickly and okay. Spent about a half an hour under the caution flag while they cleaned up the mess and repaired the boilerplate retaining wall. Bobby Labonte brought out caution number 3, lap 166. when his car popped the wall in turn 4, lap 2:45. Tony Stewart by Jeff Gordon just after a set of caution flag pit stops from a debris yellow. And Stewart out in front. Caution for debris, lap 288. When the bumper cover came off of Ken Schrader's car that was damaged in that very early caution. And on that set of pit stops, Tony Stewart's crew got him out first, and he is out in front now by 1.7 seconds. Our Napa Field summary, the 5 cautions on the day. We showed you the 3 crashes rather, plus 2 yellows for debris. Leaders today, Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart, Dale Jr., Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, and Matt Kenseth. Out of the race, Hermie Sadler, Ricky Craven, Mike Skinner, and Michael Waltrip to engine failure, and Joe Nemechek to the crash.
BP? Yes. Jeremy has knocked about a second off that 3.9 I just talked about 5 laps ago.
Ricky Rudd by Rusty Wallace to pick up a 12th place.
He's now 2.9 seconds behind. Caution. Now he's going to get a lot closer.
Bring you rub the wall over here.
Did you say 23 rubbed the wall? Yeah, it looks that way. 23 being Kenny Wallace.
Okay, now we don't have to worry about fuel.
We might.
Now the question is,
if they all come in,
who will stop and get a splash of fuel?
Yeah, who'll just get 2 tires or no tires here and the scramble off pit road.
Anything, Kenny? No.
Let's check it out.
By getting loose, Greg Biffle gets up on the back of the 23 car, and
he's right. He didn't hit anything.
He didn't hit anything.
No, not yet. Okay, he gave it a scare.
So Jimmy Spencer gets the free ride.
Now that is a lucky dog.
It is. Mongo, the lucky dog.
Oh, very good, very good. I wasn't with you there for a second. The Lucky Dog Pass. Oh, well, what were you calling it again?
Lucky Dog.
Is that it? Lucky Dog Pass?
Yeah.
Okay. So Spencer, the first car, not on the lead lap, 20th place. Will get the pass around the pace car after the pit stops. Remember that pit road is closed the first time now under the new race procedure to allow NASCAR to double check, make sure nobody passed when the caution came out. They double check the alignment of the field, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be before letting them go to pit road. Review on how the rules have worked so far today. Michael Waltrip with a positive statement on it earlier.
Oh, the rules have been fantastic. The only thing that I see about the rules, I would open up pit road a lap sooner. I mean, I understand they're trying to make sure that all these cars are in line, but I think I would open it up a lap sooner.
I like it. I like the way it's going right now.
Okay.
Like you say, like Michael said, you know, it's the first time you don't have to worry about hustling back to the start-finish line, getting run over, running over somebody. It's just a much better deal.
NASCAR's going to be put in position to make some ball and strike calls on who has passed who someplace later in the season, but the bottom line on it is, even though your driver may lose out in one of those one position, this is a safety move.
Yeah.
And in our opinions, as we discussed earlier, they're to be applauded for that.
You know what I say to those folks that worry about some guy that should be 12th instead of 13th? Get over it. Get over it. This is a safety issue.
All right, pit road to be open this time when they come by. Tony Stewart's crew got him off pit road first last time. Let's see who takes fuel only, who takes right side tires.
80 laps, BP. What do you think on the tire deal? I'm going to say I want 4.
I would think that I would want 4 as well, but we'll see. Most of them are coming in.
37 laps since they last pitted. Matty?
This could be the race-winning move for the Duke crew. Mayfield makes his way in. The car was getting better as he went on. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment in the right rear to try to make the car a little more free, Marty.
Jeff Gordon has fallen to 5th. The car a little bit too tight. 3/4 of a pound out of the right front tire will be their only adjustment. Dave?
Last time air up on the left rear didn't work. This time air down in the right rear, still a little bit loose off. 4 tires for Tony Stewart. Bill?
Big chassis adjustment for Jimmy Johnson in the low Chevy, just too tight. Gets 4 tires, 1 can of fuel. Now he's on his way. Look out, everybody.
And the only one I saw not take 4 tires, Dale Earnhardt Jr. went for 2 tires and went off pit road a long time before everybody else got out.
I didn't hear him. What about the 38 car?
And Ryan Newman did not pit. No, Newman didn't pit.
That's a real shock.
How about Elliott Sadler?
Marty?
Last second decision. It was Matt Borland's decision. We're going to come down pit road. He said stay out, and start saving fuel now.
We'll double check with Matty, but I thought the 38 got 4 tires.
Good pit stop if they did.
Yeah. So Ryan Newman doesn't pit. Looks like he's going to take over the lead here at Dover, and we've got 72 laps to go. NBC Sports back live at Dover as the green flag flies with 70 laps to go. Ryan Newman did not pit under the caution. He's the leader. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with just right side tires. He's second. Then Tony Stewart with 4 tires is third.
Oh, almost some contact between the 12 and the 8.
Oh, look at that 20 car go.
Tony Stewart for second.
I believe 4 tires was the way to go.
Not so fast.
We'll see.
And by the way, you were asking about Elliott Sadler. He did get 4 tires on his stop, so yes. Good stop for them. Elliott is running in 5th place. Tony Stewart to second. Junior back to 3rd. Kevin Harvick is 4th. Elliott Sadler 5th. Jeremy Mayfield back to 6th on the pit stops. Followed by Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, Bill Elliott, and Jeff Gordon 10th.
10th and in traffic.
Lost a chunk on that round down the pit road. How about Ryan Newman and his crew? A lap down for what? A couple of hours?
Yeah.
Now he's out front in that clean air, and he's back on the lead lap. The question is, does he have enough fuel to get to the finish?
And the answer is no, unless there's more. Whoa! The Zero and Mark Martin almost getting together off turn 2 as Junior losing almost about to lose another spot to Elliott Sadler. So looks like a 2-tire stop was not the right call.
Now on the radio, as they came to the pit stops, it sounded like Junior was the one that made the call for just the 2 tires.
All right, here we got to make a decision whether you want 2 or 4. It's probably going to be a lot of 2s, I would think, would you? Yeah, I don't want to be back there. Keep me out front. Give me 2 tires, and might need a half pound in the right front. I'm not sure. The 2 tires will probably tighten me up, so I'll just leave it alone.
Well, that was Junior's call.
Now he's got to live with it.
Yep.
That is not working out right now.
No.
Back to 6th.
Front, got no air in it.
Nope. What'd you say, right front? Dave?
Yeah, that's what he said. Feels like the right front doesn't have any air in it.
We'll keep an eye on it, see if he comes down pit road.
They watched a shame that Mark Martin, the 6 car, and Jason Leffler, a 0 car, lost these laps earlier because they've got very fast race cars right now.
It's kind of a replay of last week for Junior, isn't it? He led 120 laps at the 300 at New Hampshire and wound up not getting a good finish. Or not having a shot at winning, let's put it that way.
I talked to Tony Eury Jr. this morning about that decision last week to stay on the racetrack, and he said that they decided to stay out to try to lead the most laps because, remember, they had the broken valve spring. They felt like the engine was going to blow up, so stay out there and lead as much as they could, try to get the 5 bonus points, and the thing wouldn't blow up.
Finished 5th.
Wow, Junior is having a lot of trouble right now getting off the corners.
No movement in his pit, though, so no panic call yet saying I'm coming in. Whoa, that might be one soon. As he continues to slide back, he's in 7th place now.
Let's watch him struggle with that stern wheel. That'll tell the tale.
Dave, say anything else?
No, he hasn't, BP, but remember the condition he's been fighting all day long is that the car starts out very loose, and the guys have talked about rolling over that right front all day long. So that may be a repeat here, just accented to some degree.
Well, like I said earlier, that's probably right, David. The problem is, if it's that bad at the start, he's already lost 7 seconds to the leader, almost 8 seconds to the leader. By the time that car comes in, he's not going to have time to run down the leader.
Third place under pressure. Kevin Harvick being challenged by Jeremy Mayfield. The big red Dodge trying to get around. Outside.
Now that's strong.
Wow, that is strong. How impressive is that?
Great drive today for Mayfield. And he's got 59 laps left to try and get to the point and get the win. Here's Matt Kenseth trying to take 14th from Dale Jr. And the championship leader goes by the second place driver in points. Now, I can't tell you how many times it feels like 6 or 7 here in the last month. Junior's been in position to gain points on Kenseth, and something in the late, what did I say, 6 or 7 in the last month? The last couple of months, thank you.
That's the math thing again.
Yeah, you know. The thought being, Junior's been in position to take points from Kenseth, and something's gone wrong with his race late in the going, and Kenseth's wound up finishing in front of him. In the meantime, Ryan Newman is out in front by 7/10 of a second on Tony Stewart. Marty, let's hear from his crew chief.
He said the one thing I need is clean air, but Matt Borland, you were 15 laps short on fuel before. How short will you be now?
We're probably about 10 laps short on fuel right now. Hopefully it'll be another couple yellows. Of course, I didn't have much option with the cut tire that we had earlier in the race, so this was our only shot at it, so we'll give it a whirl.
About 10 laps short on fuel. You guys said he was a poker player. This note was on his clipboard. Pack fuel. I think they maybe had this planned for about an hour and a half.
Well, they definitely were packing it that last couple of stops. They came in 2 or 3 times.
Change for 6th position, Jeff Gordon by Jimmy Johnson. Gordon lost a lot of ground in that last pit stop. Fell back to 10th. Now he's trying to pick his way back toward the front. Problem for him is he's about a quarter mile behind Ryan Newman. You know, we're at that point with this race. Well, you know, with Newman's fuel thing, really Tony Stewart is the one that's in the driver's seat, but
I think Jeremy Mayfield might be in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that, was Mayfield is really closing on him, and we're at the point in the race where what you've got on the car now is probably what you're going to have to live with until the checkered flag.
That would be my guess.
Kurt Busch off the pace. Drop to the apron in turn 3. He's coasting back around toward pit road. Was running in 13th, Bill.
Just came across the radio, said it just shut off. It just shut off.
It's like a flywheel broke or something, I don't know. Come on down, pit stall right here. Let's jack it up and walk. Over nose, guys.
Jimmy Fennig, the crew chief, directing the effort there, but it's probably for naught as Kurt Busch coasts to a stop.
Mayfield's coming.
Yep. There's your leader, Newman.
He's pulling up right on the back of the 20 car.
And here comes Mayfield. How about Tony Stewart, Dave?
Just wanted to remind you what he said during caution a couple of times ago when Jerry Mayfield came up behind him so quickly. Where did the 19 come from? He was very surprised.
He's not as surprised this time, Dave, because he realized it could happen, and it's happening.
Well, the 19 came from the Evernham Motorsports shop, and it was obviously well prepared there.
Yes, it was.
Racing for some.
Whoa! Whoa. A little take a loose.
That'll make the pulse pound for a minute. That's gotta be an unsettling feeling for the driver. I mean,
especially when you do it getting into the corner. There's nothing you can do but get off the throttle and drive up the track.
Matt? An awesome day for the 19 team. Remember that this team has never won a Winston Cup points-paying race. Yes, they did win a Winston Open, but they've never won a Winston Cup points-paying race. Mayfield hasn't won on the circuit since June of 2000, so this could be a big day. He's one spot away. He hasn't led at Dover in 5 races. This team continues to gain. We talked about it earlier in the show. Momentum is a huge thing, and they have it right now.
momentum and, you know, giving the drivers race cars that he needs to drive. I mean, those guys have struggled and struggled and struggled. They've turned it around. Jeremy's now got the race cars that he likes to drive, and he's back up front.
What was it that they finished second at Richmond? He got out and talked about they gave him a car that he wanted, and he said, hey, when you make the driver happy, these are the things that can happen.
You know, I've heard some crew chiefs and team owners talking about is where we've gotten with aerodynamics on these cars now is they're having to tune the aerodynamics for the driver's taste. You just talk about shocks and springs and making the car. Well, when you have to tune the body to the driver's taste, that's a whole lot more complicated process. You don't fix that on a pit stop.
Yeah, yes, it is. Well, you know, we said it all the time, you have to come off the truck right. Because if it's not right, boy, it's very, very hard to make it right in a couple hours of practice.
To the locker room for the 19. Kurt Busch is out. 45 laps to go. How they got here? Well, Ryan Newman, it's been kind of an eventful day for him. Started 5th today. Lap number 46, had a cut tire, dropped almost 2 laps down to 42nd. Worked his way gradually back up to 1 lap down, then was the first car a lap down when the caution flag came out, and he got the free pass, the lucky dog pass at lap 296. Did not pit for fuel on the lap 327 caution when everybody else did. Jeremy Mayfield started 25th today. Worked his way up to as high as 2nd place. Lost a couple spots on his last pit stop. Made him back up. And now he's 1.2 seconds behind Newman and has fuel to go to the finish, where we don't think Newman does. And for Tony Stewart, 20 cars started 11th today. Tony has led 2 different times for 97 laps. First time he took the lead was at lap 199, gave it up at 213, then took it again at 245 off a set of pit stops. Never lower than 12th today. For Happy Harvick, started today inside row 2, never lower than 6, led the most laps, 133 of the 358 that have been run. Harvick's big chunk out in front from lap 45 to 166. So most of the time he did today.
Looks like Jeff Gordon's got things going a little bit now as he takes a 24-car by Elliott Sadler. Takes over the 5th position, sorry.
Jeff Gordon, another one, never outside the top 10. Really, this race has been about 5 cars who've been up in the top 5 spots most of the day, just different guys leading at different times. Jeff Gordon, one of them. Jeff has led today 2 different times for 14 laps, lap 168 to 180, and then again at lap 244.
Most of the day today, the Chevrolets of Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick have been in front. But now, those Dodges of Ryan Newman.
Boy, and Dale Jr. is really struggling out there right now.
Ryan Newman is out in front. Those of you tuning in to see the Gravity Games, you're watching NASCAR on NBC with 40 laps to go here in Dover. And Ryan Newman trying to stretch the fuel to the finish. See if he can score the win. He's just back for 8th and 9th spots. 99 Burton, 9 Elliott, 42 McMurray. Give it to Bill Elliott. There's the guy you said was struggling so bad.
Yeah, he's about to get lapped.
19th place. Remember, he took the 2nd spot on the pit stops at lap 327 by getting right sides only. Excuse me, now he's back to 19th place.
Yeah,
2
I
minutes.
think that, let's see, those guys got together, didn't they?
2 minutes for roughing there somewhere.
Was it Richmond? 99 and 31?
Yes. Payback.
What?
Marker?
Of course not.
Yeah. Robbie Gordon is 2 laps down in 25th place. Oh, trouble for Junior. Couldn't hang on to it. Into the wall. Caution's out. And the field slows immediately.
Well, he did have his hands full, that's for sure. He came off the 2 about 4 laps ago and almost lost it.
See him moving around inside the car. Todd Bodine now gets a lap back, being the
lucky dog.
Lucky Dog Award.
Again. He got 2 today.
That's 2nd time today. 54 car, 19th place. First one not on the lead lap.
Okay, how many laps does 12 car need? Look how slow he's going. I know he's waiting for a pace car, but.
Yeah, the pace car will catch him here.
Saving that fuel.
As he was getting lapped by Ryan Newman.
Got up in the gray marbles or dirt or whatever you want to call it up there.
And Ashley was just trying to go faster than his car was capable of going, trying to keep up with Ryan Newman. On board with him.
Watch when he gets up just a little bit too high. Hear the wheels spin. That's because it lost grip.
One thing I can guarantee you, he is not too happy right now. Good day gone bad all of a sudden for Dale Jr.
And he moves back to third position in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings. As they run now, Harvick would move into second spot.
Junior hadn't gotten out of the car yet. You see the safety workers there working with him.
Making sure everything's okay before they move him.
Yep. Yeah, very, very typical procedure. So the safety workers there working with Dale Jr. And pit road will be open for lead lap cars this time. Any takers, you think? Marty, going to see the leader?
He, as of right now, will not come down pit road, Alan. I think we may see some cars behind him. They are 7 green flag laps short. I asked team engineer Mike Nelson, they're all engineers on the 12 bunch. He's the main engineer. He said that we need about 14 laps of caution laps.
Third place, Tony Stewart is going to pit.
Got Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson will pit. Burton. But Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Elliott Sadler will stay out, as did Ryan Newman and Jeremy Mayfield. Dave?
Tony Stewart had to pit. This set of tires and the adjustment they made just not working for him. He said the rear end of the car was dancing all over the place. Wasn't happy at all. They're going to put that air pressure adjustment back in. That should be air into the right rear. Bill?
Canard bar adjustment for the 48 loose under throttle. Jimmy says he just can't get a handle on it. It's 4 tires, no fuel. They made the chassis adjustment. The 97, which was pitting behind him, is out of the race. He'll have to go around the 17 again. He's on his way. Meanwhile, right in front of him, Matt Kenseth getting 4 tires of fuel, and he's on his way.
Those guys will be fast, but they'll be in traffic. So it's going to be tough to get through that traffic when those other cars are going to be an open racetrack.
Back at Dover International Speedway, NASCAR on NBC with the MBNA America 400. Cleanup continues over in turn number 2, and 9 of the 18 lead lap cars did not pit under the caution. Dave?
Todd Barrier's guy was one of them, Kevin Harvick. Todd, what was your decision based on to stay out?
It was pretty much based on track position. There's 20-some cars on the lead lap, knowing we had to be up front. And then Ryan Newman being as strong as he was after the last cycle of pit stops, on older tires. And I feel like we're just now cycling around to where he was on that last restart. So it's ultimately track position, and that's what it's going to take to be up front at the end of this thing. But new tires are worth a little something, too. It's a pretty good trade-off, but I think we made the right decision.
All right, we'll see, Matt.
Kenny Francis, there was a lot of debate under those caution flag laps of whether to pit or stay out. Who ultimately made the decision?
We kind of decided, before pit road opened, we were going to stay out and just take our chances. Our Dodge's been running real good all day. Hopefully we can just get the lead and take it on home.
Well, Ray Evernham even chimed in and said, Jeremy, he's got 30 or more laps in his tires. Eat him up. And then Kenny Francis said, Jeremy, remember we talked about at Richmond? We don't have any more extra structure up in the front. You got to be semi-careful with the bumper. Marty?
Matt, so far into this caution, we have gone 6 laps. Is that enough to put you good enough to the end, Matt Borland?
Not yet. We're still a little bit short, but hopefully there'll be another caution maybe, and we'll be in good shape. It's going to be close.
How has he been able to handle the car up front in the clean air? Has it been better for him?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The clean air is pretty awesome. He likes it, but the 19 car is real tough, so we'll see what happens here at the end.
Again, they need 14 laps of caution. That doesn't equal 6, does it? Even you can add that, Alan.
No, thank you.
Nice shot.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car being towed back in. NASCAR officials will have a look at it. And obviously, Junior taken to the infield medical center. We'll get an update on that as soon as possible and pass it along to you. 1 to go is the signal. Restart's going to be with 28 laps to go. 19 cars on the lead lap. 9 did not pit. Ryan Newman, Jeremy Mayfield, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Elliott Sadler, Bill Elliott, Jamie McMurray, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Jarrett did not pit. 10th place and 11th place, Rusty Wallace and Jeff Burton got 2 tires only. 12th place, Tony Stewart got 4. Remember, Tony gave up 3rd spot to pit on this caution flag. Then there's Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Greg Biffle, Jeff Green, Sterling Marlin, Jimmy Spencer, and Todd Bodine, who got the free pass in his last on the lead lap. And don't forget, NBC's coverage of NASCAR continues next Sunday from Talladega, the world's fastest speedway. It's the EA Sports 500. We start at 1:30 Eastern Time with Discover Car Countdown to Green.
I would think that Jeremy Mayfield, when they throw this green flag, is going to try his best to get by as quick as he can.
I would think you're right.
Rather than wait till these cars get stretched out in line. All right, let's see what happens.
Green, green, green.
Green, green.
Oh, Ryan Newman got a great jump.
I'd say he did.
Terrific jump on Jeremy.
But Jeremy clears the lap cars pretty quickly. I'll tell you what, 28 laps to go and the field all bunched up tightly. We may not have seen the last of the yellow flag.
Yikes. You're right.
Jeff Gordon mired in some lap traffic. The 2 cars in front of him and the 2 behind him are not on the lead lap. And here we go for the lead.
Here we go.
Nope. Ryan comes down, blocks that move.
He's going to try to make him loose.
Loosen him up, yeah. Not quite.
That's what Jeremy's got to do. He's got to get that bumper right up underneath Ryan's bumper. It'd be better to do it if he could get it loose going into the corner. But Newman's getting in pretty good. Jeremy's getting off the corner a little bit better than a 12 car.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Got that position on him.
Got to be careful not to bounce off him and bend that right front fender in.
Now the drag race.
Jeremy just wiggled there. You see him just coming up off the corner?
Whoa, there's a chop.
He's racing for the lead with 25 to go.
Say he's not wrong. I was just pointing out there's a chop.
Okay. So he gets what, 2 of those before Jeremy says no more?
Yeah.
Under your earlier theory?
Yeah, it's usually 2. 2 free ones. Then you get the check.
Yeah. And this isn't helping Ryan Newman save any fuel, is it?
Jeremy's car is working a little bit better right now. Looks like that 12 car. He can stay down a little bit lower.
Of course, I've heard that we're going to be how many laps short for Matt Borland enough this year that I'm not sure.
I don't think they're thinking fuel mileage problems right now.
I'm not sure I'm buying that.
They're going stand on it.
Marty?
Well, and then he's lying to his driver, too, because he came on the radio and said, you're going to have to run hard, put a little space between you and Jeremy. He's not doing a very good job of that. As Jeremy looks underneath, going into 1, guys.
For the lead again.
Jeremy just can't take that car down in the corner with Newman on the outside of it without getting loose.
All of the nearly 140,000 at Dover today are standing up watching it. Nip him.
Oh, Newman gets loose off turn 4, but still Jeremy not able to get a run on him.
It's getting closer, though. He's getting closer to him in the corner. That's what he's got to do. Jeremy should keep on working up.
Next time, 20, clear by 1.
That's an optimistic spotter, clear by 1.
John Erickson, the spotter on the 12 car, the general manager of Penske South.
He needs about 2 foot more up on that 12 car to get him loose enough to where he'll have to backpedal on the throttle where Jeremy will be able to run underneath him.
I'll tell you what, Ryan is just hanging on to that car.
He's doing a good job. Doing a real good job.
Wouldn't it be something if you ran out of gas? in this position.
Oh. That'd be good for third place Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, exactly. You know, even battling like this, these two cars are faster than Harvick.
Harvick third, Jeff Gordon fourth. Tony Stewart has come back to fifth. Passed a bunch of those cars who stopped earlier. But all our attention on the top two as Jeremy Mayfield continues to try to put the pressure on Ryan Newman, and we wonder about the fuel pressure gauge in Newman's Dodge.
Now Jeremy's starting to wonder. Oh man, I just gave him everything I had without hitting him. How am I going to get around this 12 car?
Greg Newman, Ryan's dad, watching the monitor intently. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, easy, boys.
Oh.
Talking about bending that right front fender.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful not to run too close right here together. The guy on the bottom will get loose.
You saw Jeff Burton do that. Oh, some more contact as it came off the corner.
Oh, that's great stuff.
Bob Wildberg with Dodge is not enjoying this one bit. He's loving to see this good battle, but man, these guys are. He wants one of these Dodges to finish.
Man, Newman smooth on that throttle.
Mayfield is applying all the pressure that can possibly be applied here, and Ryan is withstanding it all for now. Woo. Little slide up the track there.
Lost the nose, lost air on the front of the car, on Jeremy's car.
It's a great illustration of an aero push. Yep. Now he's got to get back to him. Little breathing room for Newman here. Now he's clear by one.
Yes.
And Kevin Harvick, the third place car, still 2 seconds behind these two. You're not missing anything behind them. The show is all at the front of the pack. Been a long time since Jeremy Mayfield has won one of these NASCAR Winston Cup races. Pocono, June 2000, his last victory.
Looks like he's stretching a little. I'll tell you what, I give Newman a lot of credit on that. He had the heat on him. He withstood the pressure.
And here's the update on Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is going to be transported to a local hospital for further observation. He is conscious, but he will be transported by the medical officials here to a local hospital for further observation and examination. Tony Stewart putting pressure on Jeff Gordon for fourth place. Remember, Stewart on fresher tires. Gordon didn't pit on that last caution. Tony did.
Just wonder if the 19 made enough contact to bend that fender up.
Whoa.
And that's all it took.
Jeff Gordon way up the track. Tony Stewart through to fourth.
And you talked about Jeremy Mayfield, his last victory at Pocono in 2000. Remember who he bumped out of the way, the bump and run to win?
Yes, I do. The man himself.
Dale Earnhardt in the 3 car.
Yep. If Ryan Newman has enough fuel to win this thing, this is going to be the rally to cap all rallies right here.
There's no question about that. He did a great job having that pressure on him.
I don't think he's got enough fuel, guys.
It looks like Jeremy all of a sudden has picked up a push in his car because he's not running as low as he was.
If he bent that right front fender and lost some downforce on the nose,
that would do it. Also, though, when you run these cars that hard, you can hurt. You can hurt that tire. And it gets to a certain point where it heats up and just stops holding on like it was before.
Marty, why they say the 12 pit?
That's the radio traffic between Matt Borland and Ryan Newman. He said if there's any way you can save fuel, do it, please. What he's trying to do is maintain a certain gap with Jeremy Mayfield. Sometimes he'll slow down, sometimes he'll speed up, but all in an effort to save fuel, they are still short. Matt?
Keep telling Ryan Newman that he's about, he may not be able to make it on fuel, but they keep telling Jeremy Mayfield. They said, keep on it, keep on it. He is trying to hold on. Although, Benny, he hasn't said anything about the car getting tight due to that damage to the fender. If there is damage, he is just up on the wheel.
You know, earlier I mentioned how he was easy on that throttle. That's one reason he's easy on the throttle, Ryan Newman. You don't want to jump back in the gas really, really hard right now if you're trying to save fuel. So he's really working that throttle smooth.
A little bit of junk on the grill there for the 12 car. Is that a piece of paper on there?
That'll just help right now.
Is that a piece of tape that's been there?
I think that's a piece of tape.
Five to go, and they come back around.
All right. If Ryan, pretty soon now, that 12 car is going to miss.
Yeah, that's some silver tape.
They're by 7. All right.
Does he have enough fuel? Mayfield not able to close back in and put any pressure on Newman. Ryan withstood the charge. Meantime, Tony Stewart is closing in on 3rd place, Kevin Harvick.
Boy, he had to come back from a long way. He basically started in 25th position where he was, doubled up on that restart.
Yeah. But unless there's a caution and a quick restart, the best he's going to do is 3rd. Now it's just a matter of fuel. Does Ryan Newman have enough fuel to make the finish? We have passed the point where NASCAR would use the red flag to try and ensure a green flag finish. So that's not going to help Mayfield either. 3rd place. That's going to be not much, well, I was going to say not much of a contest, the way Stewart had a run on him in the center of the corner.
Got a good run there.
Tony goes to that position.
Actually, the best he can finish will be 2nd if Newman runs out of fuel.
Yeah, you're right. 2 miles to go for Ryan Newman.
If he makes it, it's going to be unbelievable. He can still run that car on fuel.
Last pitted in lap 294, 106 laps. And the gap from 1st to 2nd is that, 0.7 of a second. Here they come to the white flag. 1 more mile to go for Ryan Newman. He cut a tire at lap 46, went a lap and 3/4 down. But back on the lead lap at lap 296. And he's about to run the final 104 miles on a tank of fuel. Final corner.
Coming to the checker. Nice job.
Very nice job.
It held out to the finish.
Unbelievable.
Win number 7 of 2003 for Ryan Newman as he wins at Dover, completing the season sweep of the Monster Mile. Championship leader Matt Kenseth struggled most of the day, but here he comes to the finish line across in 9th position.
Good race in Mayfield, too.
Making a decent finish out of a tough day for Kenseth. Marty, I definitely don't want to get into a poker game with Matt Borland.
I am not playing poker with this man anytime soon. I don't know whether to get you a new calculator or borrow your horseshoe. Unbelievable. How'd you guys do that?
He just did an awesome job saving gas when he could and running hard when he had to. And guys did a great job in the pits getting it packed full of fuel. And he just did a great job for the Sony Altel Dodge today. It was a good day.
You guys think it was over when you went down a lap and 3/4, Matt?
Not at the beginning, but after a while, they really struggled to get our lap back, but it paid off in the end.
You're a brave man, I'll tell you that.
Thanks.
The 8th season sweep in the history of this racetrack here at Dover, Alan.
All right, Marty.
And he's still got fuel to do a burnout.
Yeah.
Man.
What was this about the story about the boy who cried wolf? We're getting to think that way about
Pinocchio, didn't they?
Yeah.
Good nickname for him.
Man.
106 miles on a tank of fuel with the help of the caution flag laps. And the caution flag rule when he got back on the lead lap.
I really never thought they could make it that far on fuel.
But they did.
I will not doubt these guys again.
8th career victory for Ryan Newman, 7th win in 2003, 3rd sweep this season. Kurt Busch at Bristol, Jimmy Johnson in New Hampshire, and now Ryan Newman here in Dover. Great run for Jeremy Mayfield. Let's hear from him.
He tried all he could. Was it a matter of your car getting too tight at the end, Jeremy?
Yeah, we were just too tight, and I got underneath of him and just slid up a little bit. So kept sliding nose. But these guys done a great job in this Dodge today, and just
just sucks. You know what I mean? You come home second here, and that's twice behind him, and just we give it all we had, and that's all you can do, you know. But I'm happy for the guys, happy for this whole race team. They've done a great job. I'm excited on one hand, pissed off on the other. So, but I'm just real happy for all the guys in Dodge. And man, the engine ran good today. Had great pit stops. Just another day for us.
Were you aware of his fuel concerns?
No, I wasn't aware of it. I didn't care. I don't want to win one on fuel mileage. If he'd run out, I'd feel like shit. So I'd just rather win it by winning, you know, straight up and go from there.
That's the second time in 3 weeks he finishes second to Ryan Newman.
Second place is not pleasing.
No.
To Jeremy Mayfield
Not
whatsoever.
very
Now, Ryan, you've been to victory lane at Dover before. You'd think you'd remember where it is.
He found it.
How about our championship leader, Matt Kenseth, 9th place, Matty?
And the point leader climbing out. Another good top 10 day for you, Matty.
Yeah, we ran terrible. You know, I'm really ashamed of the way we ran. We were just way off. You know, we weren't very good the whole time we've been here. And, you know, we came in and made changes off the first set of tires, and the car was totally different all day, so we really struggled. But mainly just worried about what Dale Jr. is doing. Hopefully he's okay, and, you know, we're lucky to get this decent finish out. We sure didn't have a good enough car to do it. I just got a great team that, you know, keeps this stuff running and, you know, keeps us in position.
Were you surprised you struggled so much? Because, I mean, you have had a second place here. You've had some good runs here.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one track on the circuit to come to, this would be it. This is my favorite track by far, but we just haven't ran good here lately, and when we unloaded this car was just it was really a last place car, and we worked and worked on it, you know, all the time, and we got a little bit better at times, but it was no way ever going to be a contender, and you know, I don't know why we're so far off. It was really a pile all day long, so it was frustrating.
Thanks, Matt. 9th place finish for Matt Kenseth. Bill?
In victory lane at Dover International Speedway, Matt Kenseth makes his 7th visit of the season. These guys have celebration down to an art. A lot of liquid flying around there. Well, that was just your average Dover race, wasn't it?
That's Gatorade victory lane for you. You know, I want to thank Sony. It's a Sony race. Automobile One, Dodge, everybody. Just an awesome day for us, and last about 28 laps, I didn't have a chance to drink anything, so.
You were a little busy.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, he raced me really clean, and, you know, we got into a little bit there off turn 2 one time, and just racing really hard. Like I said, he raced me clean, and I felt like I was racing him clean. I never intentionally blocked him. He had some good runs on me, and I just tried to hold him at bay.
What was the story on fuel, Ryan?
We needed extra. We needed a bigger tank, but we were able to save a little bit, and the track position was definitely a thing for us.
How did you come back after your early problems with the tire?
We had a really good car at the start, obviously, and then we got back there in traffic, and the car got really tight. We tried staying out on old tires one time just to get some track position, and it was good, but it also hurt us, and that's pretty much it, just getting back with that track position. I want to say hi to Don Miller. He's back home with a sinus infection or whatever you call it.
Did you always believe you could get back onto the lead lap and win?
I knew if we got back on the lead lap, we'd have a good shot. And when we saw that, when we did get back on the lead lap, we had the opportunity to come in and get fuel at the end. And, you know, it was about 110 to go, 120 to go. I told Matt, I said, thank fuel, and yeah, we had enough.
That was amazing. Obviously, this is a very satisfying win for you.
Satisfying to do it first, to do the first race in the fall race. I mean, I guess Jimmy Johnson and I aren't showing any flukes about rookies last year.
There was a new rule in effect that would put the guy, the first car scored down a lap, would give you a lap back, basically, and you did benefit from that.
We benefited from it. You know, the 17 was on the same pit strategy as us, too, and he decided to come in and fuel up with 75 to go. So we weren't the only one that had the opportunity to win.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
Ryan Newman in victory lane at Dover. At the beginning of the day, we told you in Winston Cup racing you have to be perfect to win, but when you're not, patience and performance can pay off, and it did for these guys.
Bill, Kevin Harvick stayed patient with his race car today. A little too tight in the middle at the end there, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't want to over-adjust the GM Goodwrench car. Car was good all day, and we felt that we had a top 5 car and just didn't want to dial ourselves out. Dover's always been one of those places that's been a little bit of a headache for us, and last time we ran as hard as we could and finished 5 laps down. This time we finished 4th, so it's quite an improvement for us.
You take it easy. You know, you finish better that way. 6 top 5s in his last 8 races. Matty?
And Jeff Gordon picks up his 2nd top 10 finish in the last 7 races. This team really needed this run, didn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, we did. You know, that was a good, strong finish. We led.
I mean, we've been performing good. We just haven't been putting it together there at the end. And we still, you know, missed there just a little bit there at the end to take us out of contention for the win. But we made good adjustments. The car was, you know, probably as good as it's been all day long right there at the end. Top 5 with the way our last month and a half's been. Shoot, I'll take a top 5.
A 5th place finish for Jeff Gordon here in Dover. Dave?
Well, Matt, the news from the Infield Care Center is that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is conscious. He is talking with the medical officials. He will be transported from here by air simply because of the traffic. He was unconscious for a few moments, but he is conscious now, and he'll be transported to Bay Health here in Dover. Alan, Marty?
Another solid Dover run for Tony Stewart. The car was terrific in the middle of the race. What happened at the end of the race, though, Tony?
Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. They really gave us a lot of consistent sets today. I mean, you go out and you have a car that's driving great. You come in, make an adjustment, it's worse. Come in, make an adjustment again, you make it worse again. So it's hard to make the car really good at the end there when the sets of tires aren't consistent enough to let you do that.
4th here in the spring, 3rd today for Tony Stewart.
And here's how they ran today at Dover. Ryan Newman with his 7th win of the season. Great drive for Jeremy Mayfield to 2nd, although you heard he was not happy with 2nd. And Tony Stewart back to 3rd after the pit stop for tires. He restarted 12th there with 28 to go.
And Elliott Sadler, after the terrific run he had today, will finish 19th last car on the lead lap.
Terry Labonte, first car not on the lead lap. You look at the rest of the running order. Really can't say these drivers all had problems. They struggled all day, and the leaders were fast. Earnhardt Jr., of course, with the late crash, and a lot of engine problems today. Only other guy besides Earnhardt Jr. who went out of the race because of a crash was Joe Nemechek, and he was first out after a very early accident. Championship standings, Matt Kenseth's lead was 4:04 over Earnhardt Jr. It is 4:36 over Harvick now. And there is Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to get the trip. You see him buckling himself into the helicopter to go get further checked out. Next Sunday, it's Talladega here on NBC, 1:30 Eastern with Discover Card Countdown to Green. Next, it's the 2003 Gravity Games from Cleveland. Wild afternoon here at Dover. No racing back to the caution. Ryan Newman, though, still came back from a lap down to pick up his 7th win of 2003. You've been watching NASCAR on NBC.